1973 Grand Final. Umpire Murray Ducker in charge.
Bounce was very quick because it was only an attempt to spoil just a little bit late. It was knocked out of his hands, and Robin, kicking from the point of the diamond, will get it very close with this breeze.
An excellent decision. The kick from Barry Robin is falling short, drops into the square, and marked there by North Adelaide, right in front. And who is it? It's Rodney Robin.
Rodney Robin, who started on the half-forward flank. Burns is at centre. Neil Sash is at centre half-back. Rodney Robin, the danger player. He played well last week, and this will give him a starter. Barry to Rodney, 1 goal on the board. Straight through the middle it goes. North Adelaide away to a good start. They won the toss, and before 1 second is gone, there's a goal there. 2 kicks, and it's through the middle.
It doesn't seem to be quite as much in this breeze, Wally, as there was earlier in the second 18 game. How would you assess it?
I reckon it'll be worth 3 goals to good sides. If you can kick a ball at all, it'll be worth 3. But you can score against it. There's no doubt about that. As the Woodville seconds, they played well against it.
You'd have to come in from the grandstand half-forward flank.
Yes, definitely. It'll drift in from there or go straight down the centre as we saw that one go.
Fine. 45th goal to Rodney Robin for the season. An excellent game in the last start. Tapped down, knocked away by McFarlane, went without it. Terry Von Berto down towards centre half-forward, picked up by Barry Hurl. Hand pass over, finds Payne. Payne, who's played in a couple of premierships for Essendon, kicks it down into the forward pocket, out on the full, and even he's feeling the pressure despite those premierships over the border one.
He was off balance, and so was Highwood, because the hand went straight into Highwood's face, and the left foot from Payne wasn't a good kick.
1 goal on the board to North Adelaide. Glenelg yet to score. We've had 90 seconds of play.
Anderson's kick right out towards a half-back flank. Taking the mark there is Bennett. He's played in 2 or 3 grand finals with his former club in Western Australia as Perth, and they won a few of them. Out towards a half-back flank. McFarlane was across there, but out of play. The boundary umpire officiating in the game this afternoon will throw it in after North Adelaide have got 1 point on the board.
Glenelg finished as minor premiers, only lost the 1 game for the year to North Adelaide at Prospect.
Bourne got the tap. Wayne Phillips taps it away. Thumped forward by Phillips. Bennett, number 11's across there in your screen. He tries to break clear. He's got it. He's met rather heavily. Didn't go to the ground. Ball on the ground. And umpire Ducker, who is umpiring his successive grand final in a row. Remember last year he umpired the 4. This year he is umpiring the grand final. Tregenza took it down. Von Berto's across there. Umpire Ducker officiating, gives it to Marker. Marker plays on very quickly. The Glenelg captain thumps it in towards the centre position. Kerry sets himself, well weighted and extremely well read there by Neil Sachs, who's playing at centre half back. Will kick it down towards centre half forward where he was named. Tregenza went up high, couldn't take it, but he's got a sufficient strength to break clear. Barry Robbins won 3 McGarry medals, gets onto his left foot, pumps it down. If it bounces right, it's a score. It has. It's bounced the correct way for Glenelg, and it's out of play.
Out of play. It is in 1 straight goal to North Adelaide, and that one just missed, but he backed out of trouble beautifully. Burns is at centre, standing Hamilton, and it's noticeable wherever Hamilton goes, Burns goes.
And the sash, that was from the back with big part of Barry Robin. The chance, tries to get it over to his teammate. He saw him out of the corner of his eye, and he found Barry Hurl, the former Norwood player, cleared to North Adelaide several seasons back now, and he's kicked a ton of goals for his side, North Adelaide. In fact, he's kicked 50 this season.
And that was well done, Barry Robin. Then no selfish play blazing away. He could have tried, it would have been hard, but he lifted it up, and Hurl has kicked 1 point. 1-1. North Adelaide, Glenelg get the score. North Adelaide using the breeze and using it well. We played 2.5 minutes, and they've got 7 points on the board. There's no tardy start at all by the Roosters today.
Mike Patterson is seeking his 3rd successive coaching win with North Adelaide. They're chasing their 3rd premiership, and umpire Murray Ducker too, as Ian mentioned a moment ago, in his 3rd successive premiership final. Anderson to bring it into play. Former North Adelaide player now playing fullback for the Bays. Kicks it strongly to the halfback flank from behind the pack. That was McFarlane getting up there. The hand pass away from North Adelaide was good. A push in the back for John Phillips. He'll get the free kick between centre wing and half forward left for North Adelaide.
One of the best passes in the game. Phillips having a look, is going for distance.
Former state player. Kicks it down to the forward pocket. Anderson first with the fall of the ball, but it'll be a throw-in the left full forward pocket. We're at the 4-minute mark of the first term. You're viewing on Channel 9. Your callers are Ian Aitken, Wally May and Max Hall. 1-1 North.
Quite noticeable, Rodney Robin down in the forward pocket. He kicked the goal a while ago.
Not Tregenza, the other.
Payne.
Knocked down there. Payne has the ball kicked away from him. And it was the other Bay ruckman on that occasion. He got up very high and Tardif. lull in the play at the moment. Crowd would be around 50 to 55,000. Barry Robran hung there for a second, knocked on by the Bays, taken by Wayne Phillips, handballs back over his head. Jim Rawson taps it down, taken by McFarlane from the back pocket, comes up towards the half-back line. Peter Mark is there, from the crowd, brilliant mark there, and taken by Gary Spawn.
Right over the top, and that was a good mark, and the ruckman dropping back, and that's safe football.
Spawn has had a very good year. Kicks towards centre half forward. Dennis Sachs came down a long way. Barry Hurl was across there. Colby, who's recovered from that fractured jaw, knocked it down. Back there is Bennett, number 11. Hand passes on to Hamilton. The forward centre man on it goes to Marker. Marker back towards Tregenza. Tregenza on again towards Colby. Lurking across there is Carey. Carey and Colby assisting one another. Carey's got it. Flicks it on to Millard. Good play by the Tigers as they rip it down towards centre half forward. There's Freddie Phillips. He's won a McGarry medal, but there's Bob Hammond, the best full back in the state. Pat towards the line, and it's out of play.
Free kick has been given because it was a deliberate punch-out. No doubt in anybody's mind, the capacity crowd agree with umpire Ducker, because Hammond in trouble, didn't try and grab it. He tried to make it safe. It's not safe because Colwell, number 22, for Glenelg has it. It'll be a beautiful goal if he does it. He's right on the boundary line, 1 metre from the behind post.
He gains a little bit, snaps, 1 point.
Would have given him 33 for the season. He's kicked 32 in fact, and he's been an instant success for the Bays since they've used him in a forward pocket where he's been able to use tons of speed and kick lots of goals for them. Formerly played in defence, but he was loose in that position at times. A real rebound defender, but it was easy to get goals against him, Wally.
Yes, and that's quite so. 1 goal the difference, and North Adelaide lead, and using the breeze. Hammond comes to the other side.
Oh, it's a good kick too. It's covered at least 60 metres. It went up there. Spawn couldn't take it. Kerry Canford beautifully blocked. That was Saxon. That was Spawn. He thumped it down. There's Colby. PC Colby. A good hand pass over towards Millard, but out of play.
7-minute mark coming up in the first term, and the players are going to know they've been playing today. It's extremely hot here, would be up around the 80 degrees. Gary Spawn to the front spot. In front, Tregenza gets it to Millard. Millard, nearly the best of the Bays at their last start. Taken by Boyd, a prolific goal kicker down towards centre half forward. Finds Colwell. He's got tons of time. Has a look at the goals. Drives in the big one. It's straightening up, but not enough, and it's 1 point from Colwell, and that takes the Bays to 2 behinds. North Adelaide lead by 1-1.
He hesitates as lost, and Colwell did that. He changed his mind twice and then blazed away, and 1 behind only. 2 points for Glenelg, 1-1-7 North Adelaide. Colwell has kicked goals from there before, but that was a bad try.
Hammond to the far side this time, kicking beautifully out to the half. That was Spawn, number 26, couldn't pull it down. Phillips, number 7, picks him up. Here's Alan Howard, a great effort last week on Green Slade. Under pressure, was kicked out on the full, and the Bays will bring it back at centre wing, and the player to bring it back looks as though it'll be Highwood. He's a former South Broken Hill player. He's got a bandage on his leg today, which is not a healthy sign for the Bays. To the half-forward line, Carey playing well, bulldozes his way through the pack. Hamilton knocked away from him, back to Carey. Carey with a long one, down to the half-forward flank, finds Wickens. Wickens snap, kick in towards full forward. Fred Phillips finds Rixie Boyd lines it up.
Well done, Freddie Phillips. Miles in front of Hammond, grabs it, can't get round, and Rixie Boyd, the most dangerous player in the forward pocket in South Australia, runs past, takes the handball, and puts it right through the centre. That's why he's there. He spends plenty of time in the forward pocket, and he kicks goals.
That's his 57th for the season. He had 56 before that. He joined the Bay Club from Loxton in 1967, and in 1970 took out the Bay Club's Best and Fairest Award. A great football.
Well done, Rexy Boyd, and well done, Freddie Phillips, as the ball's back in the centre. Tregenza takes it away with brute force. He pushes the hand pass down, and there's the one that got the last goal with Boyd. Tapped on by Millard. Carey dumps it across. Millard backs up very well. The Bays look extremely fresh. This is their second game in 4 weeks. Phillips is down there, taken by Cornwall. Back it goes to Phillips, who's won a McGarry. Snaps it back over his shoulder, right up towards the square. There's plenty of Roosters up there, and it's goal for the Bays. Kicked by Bennett. They've gone out to 2 goals, 2. 14 points for North Adelaide, 1-1-7. A comment here from former third champion, Wally May.
And well played, Colwell. Colwell in all sorts of bother. Pushed that ball back for Freddie Phillips, who lifts it up, and Bennett puts it straight through the centre. And the goal goes to Bennett, but it was extremely good work by 2 Bay players in Colwell and Fred Phillips to get that goal on the ball.
Bennett's made a tremendous difference to the Bays this year. He's kept a good rover out of the side in Marriott. Marriott sits on the bench today together with Sandman. Bennett from Perth club in Western Australia. Tregenza crashes to the ground. Taken away here by Stringer. Long handball. Blocked by Marker. Shoveled away. John Spry. Long handball. Looks for Charlie Payne. Goes past him towards Barry Hurl. Pursued by Corns it is. No, it was Tardif. Was right first time. Ooh, Terry Von Berto, hard bumping exchange, hooks it back to the half-forward line. Coming through to meet the ball, Wayne Phillips got one high, and he'll get the free kick on the half-back right flank for the Bays.
And that was good direct football, Wayne Phillips, straight at the ball and the player. He got the free kick he deserved.
Long left footer away towards the half-forward line. Carey from behind, seemed to pluck it off the top of the pack. The mark paid, plays it on with the left foot. Saw Hamilton, breaks down there, got the call. Colwell slipped of it over at the psychological moment. Brought out a defence by Little Robinson. Marker will bring it back again. Sees the Guernsey at centre half forward.
Stringer chips in there, but he was held, didn't have possession of the ball. And Stringer, 6 foot, a very, very lanky wingman for North Adelaide, has taken the mark and the free kick. And out towards the centre wing it goes. Back there is Colby. In front there, he got held high on the shoulder, but picked up nicely by Colby. Taken across there to Millard. Millard handballs back the other way. The free kick will be the Bays' way, and it'll be Millard. Good decision, says Max Hall, and he's quite correct. Millard gets on with the game, flicks it down there, carries across there. Out it goes the way of Stringer. Stringer bounds his way in towards the centre position. He's got possession, he's tackled, but he's good enough to get through with it. Well done there by Barry Stringer. A raking 65, 70-metre kick. Goes right down towards the line. 1 point.
And that's the way to do it when you've got the breeze. Straight through the player and then straight through the ball. A magnificent kick, and it nearly went through. Good direct football when you've got the breeze, and North Adelaide need it because they trailed by 1 goal at the 11-minute mark of the first quarter, and they're using this breeze.
Peter Anderson brings it back, a strong one. Phillips is there, number 7. Corns leapt too early before acceptance. It's taken by Charlie Payne to full forward, knocked away cleverly there by the Bays. Picked up by Tregenza, tried to handball to Wayne Phillips, goes to ground. Colby swarms to the ball, coming away from the half-back line. All kicked badly out on the full. North will bring it back through Barry Stringer, the lad who was recruited from Red Hill to North Adelaide, and he's run second in North Adelaide's Magarey medal leaders for the last 2 seasons. Down to the forward pocket, try to find Barry Hurl, instead finds Marsh, the resting rover. 45 metres from the goal, no more.
In the correct position, he's got to put it up in the front, and the breeze will take it through if he's good enough.
Hasn't kicked a great number of goals this year, 27 in fact. Nowhere near the tally of the Bay Rovers. Pokes it up there, 1 point, comment while he may.
Yes, and the left foot turned it too much, and the breeze took it between the small one and the big one, and they want goals badly. 1-3-8, North Adelaide 2-2, 14 Glenelg, and Glenelg looking good. They're playing good football. Carey's playing well at centre half forward, and Freddie Phillips and Caldwell combining well up forward.
Rexy Voigt is the most prolific rover on the ground. He's kicked 57 this season.
Anderson's kick covers 48 metres. Leaping across there was Charlie Payne. Couldn't get it. Von Berto, number 2's over there. Backs up now after he lost possession. Couldn't get it again. Hamilton 17 for the Bays. He's the centreman this afternoon, but he couldn't break clear, and umpire Ducker again will take control, and it's 12 minutes into the first quarter. Channel 9 is bringing you this, the 1973 grand final. 14-9, and the Bays are leading at the moment as Von Berto whips it away from the centre position. Beautifully smothered by Corns, and that's his first touch for the match. But still, North are in trouble as Von Berto held it too long, and Greg Bennett is there to take the kick. On the mark is the 1973 Magarey medal, and that's Barry Robin. Over the top of the clouds and pulled down a winner of a mark.
Magnificent mark, and he's going on with it
very quickly. He gets on with it. He thumps it down in towards the forward pocket, and there's Carey, the baby at the side, and he's going to get the free kick. Carey,
as he should, and it was a good decision by umpire Ducker. Carey got his hands to it, and Sash put both hands on his shoulders and pulled him down.
14-minute mark in the first term. You've called Ian Aitken.
Carey and Wiggins, a couple of babies for Glenelg, and very important players. And there's the importance of Carey. He can kick goals.
There's no baby about that one. The pressure's on, kicking against the breeze, and it went straight through the centre, as cool as you like. Well done, Carey. A good goal after a good decision by umpire Ducker. The free kick was there. It was picked in a flash, and there's no trouble.
He's a big boy, Carey, former product of Seacombe High. He's only 19 years of age, would stand around 6'4", 6'5", and that's his 61st goal for the season. Bounced at the centre from umpire Murray Ducker, our best umpire. Tapped down by Tardif. Taken away by Burns. Burns playing in the centre again for North Adelaide today to the full forward spot through the hands of Dennis Sash, grabs it in, hooks it at the goal. I think he's missed all from only 15 metres out. Thought he'd have dropped that one, Wally.
Yes, had all the time in the world. Did not know that Anderson had fell over and was watching him from the ground. I think he was praying, and he prayed hard enough because the big fellow missed an easy goal. with the breeze. They cannot afford to be missed. 1-4-10, North Adelaide, 3 goals to 20 Glenelg. 10 points the difference. Glenelg in front, and they are kicking against the 3-goal breeze.
He needs 6 today to break the record of Whelan this year with 107 for the double blues. He's kicked 102 goals this year, has Dennis Sash, and he needs 6 today to take his tally to 108 to win the goal kicking for the year. He's kicked 337 goals in his league career with the Red and Whites.
Anderson kicking out towards a half-back flank, a good kick. It covers 45-50 metres. Phillips couldn't take it, but Bennett reads it beautifully off the back. He thumps his way over the half-back flank after taking 2 bounces. Pushes on and after a very good smother. An excellent smother there by Alan Howard.
Yes, Alan Howard running the wrist, leaving his player. Coming down at the rover, a good block.
Spry across there, but Corns, a second touch of the day, flicks it back. Bennett's over there, number 11 for the Bays. He's held. Oh, by golly, it's gone the other way, and it'll favour North Adelaide. I didn't agree with it, but umpire Ducker's in a better spot than I am.
20 points to 10, Glenelg lead. We've had 16 minutes of football in the first quarter.
Phillips, his monstrous kick goes right down towards centre-half forward. Von Berto couldn't take it. The flashing Colby goes across the face of the pack. He kicks it forward, and there's Rawson, who took Rosewarne's spot. It's knocked on nicely there by Millard. Colby's across there. Millard lucks a fortune. He's got it too, but it's picked up there by Stringer. He was pushed to the back, and the Stringer will take the free kick. Ever elusive Stringer, a very good wingman.
He's a good player and a good kick, and he has the breeze to help him half forward. Frank, he'll drop it in the square. He's kicked one behind.
I reckon there'd be 53,000 people here at the moment as Stringer thumps it down towards the square. No one can take it. It goes over the head, and it's 1 point to North Adelaide.
And that's the second one to Stringer. Stringer playing well on his wing. One of the good attacking players in this North Adelaide side. Anderson, of course, will go to the other side, the defensive side. It wasn't such a good kick-off the last time. Let's watch this one. Up the centre.
Better one this time towards centre half-back. Barry Robert in front. Oh, Corns from behind a tremendous leap. A start with Gazelle leap if you've ever seen one. Here's his kick towards centre wing. Greg Wickens and Alan Howard. Alan Howard too strong for him so far. Gets away with a handball to Phillips. He'll be challenged by McFarlane. Have a little bit of work by McFarlane. Knocked it away cleverly. Brought it back to Carey. Carey winning centre half forward at this stage. Gets around onto his left leg. Brings it across. Indirect football and actually bounced to the North Adelaide end. Millard, a clever footballer. Kicks towards centre half forward. Calling for the 3-card trick. Then with Mumford, he let it come. Spilled by Colwell. Taken by Voigt. Gives it to Marker. Into the pocket. Fred Phillips. Knocked away by Bob Hammond. A clever effort. Comes to Hamilton. Hamilton gives it to Millard. Millard with a handball. Over to Burns. Burns has got nowhere to go. Kicks from the half-back line.
He's cool though, Burns, and he's found Stringer on the centre wing, and he thumps it down towards centre half forward. He's kicking the ball well, Stringer. Averaging 60 metres every kick. Highwood ploughs into the pack. Away he comes like a Sherman tank. He takes it away from centre half back and thumps it out towards the centre wing. McFarlane, finely built, but goes after it, but Carey's there first. He gets it on forward, down towards Peter Marker, the skipper of the side. He's got it, he's held. He's not retarded though, and it's taken away nicely. Taken there by Mumford. Mumford's kicked forward. Plumbers over there, perfectly judged. Well done. Extremely well marked across there by Stephen Highwood.
Tremendous mark, that one.
He plays on quickly, looks in there towards Tardif. Tardif is no old man himself. He's a youngster. He kicks it down towards the half-forward flank. Unattended is Rexy Voigt. He skips around very well away from Robinson. Pushes it down in towards the right full forward pocket. Fred Phillips is across there, and he's a good full forward. He's got it. Comes around on his corner. Kicks it back over his head, but it's out of play, the umpire indicates.
Wally, 2 or 3 times in only 18 minutes of football, the Bays, quite surprisingly for them, have scissored across the ground.
Yes, they've gone across the ground. I don't think it's intentional. It's just the tension and the pressure.
Twiggy Caldwell's got to go up and contest that against Bourne. It's taken away there by Marsh. Good mark by Howard. He plays on quickly. It's taken there by Sachs. He was interfered with. Howard goes through very nicely. Dishes out a front one. Out towards the back.
Oh, well judged. Freddie Phillips thought he had that one. Then Hammond coming from behind plucks it out of the air. A beauty. The drop kicks it to the wing.
19-minute mark coming up. Phillips in the front spot, can't pull it down. Big chap Tardif tried to handball away, but it's taken away by North Adelaide through Marsh. Kick to the half-forward flank. Plummer leads in the race for the ball. Highwood's after him, but he knocks it back after his head. Hoped somebody was there. Now he pokes it back, tries to find his other teammate. Handball across by Plummer. Payne lines up the goals. This time will it be a 6-pointer? It is. Well done, Charlie Payne. A real tradesman.
And then about that goal, all the players did the hard work, and they gave it to the fellow that steadied, had the look and belted it through the centre. He looked like a footballer then. He's played a lot of football and a good steadying goal, and it's needed. 2-5-17 North Adelaide, 3-2-20 Glenelg.
Wally May then with the comments, former Essendon player, and that's who Charlie Payne played for. He was in their 1962 and 1965 premiership sides, and he just kicked his 22nd goal for the season for North Adelaide. Bounce at the centre, Gary Spawn hung there, but Tregenza did better, knocked it out to the side, finds Hamilton. Burns has been sticking very close to him, retarded then by Von Berto, kicks towards centre half forward, Spry, and Gary, the dominant player on the ground at the moment, is killing Neil Sash at this stage.
That was a tremendous mark. He took that ball and turned away from trouble a fraction of a second before the body was there. The ball's gone, and that centre half forward, he kicks into the breeze. It's a beautiful kick.
He's kicked one. Can he make it two? No, he's offline, and that gives him a tally of 1-1.
Yes, and he's miles away from most of this quarter from Neil Sash, who doesn't seem to know exactly what Carey's doing. He's taken 3 marks, and he's had 5 kicks and kicked 1 goal. That's a good effort by the centre half forward Carey for Glenelg.
Hammond straight down the ground, bores it down there. Taken and given away by Carey, setting up opportunities. Hamilton saw the Guernsey and got it over to Rexy Voigt. Good football to Bays.
Well done, the Bays, and it was Carey again that put it into Hamilton's hands, and his short pass was a beauty. Voigt, centre half forward, will go for distance unless Freddie Phillips leads.
He's one of 5 players who've kicked over 40 goals up forward for the Bays this season. Here's the kick from him, could be a second for the day. It's a beautiful kick. It goes. Rexy Voigt, one of the best goal-seeking Rovers in the lead, brings up his second for the day, and that's a tremendous effort at this early stage. Well,
yes, and the Rovers having a great influence on this game for Glenelg. Bennett's nearly best player on the ground at the moment, and Rexy Voigt hasn't handled the ball quite as often, but he's kicked 2 very valuable goals against the Bruins.
Umpire Ducker in control and umpiring very well, as this first quarter is a ripper. As up goes Tregenza, but it's Spawn that thumped it forward. Going down there is Rodney Robin, taken forward there by Plummer, number 13, kick forward. Rawson sees the ball bounce the other way, picked up there by number 4, Marsh. His hit, a quick retort.
And well done, big Dennis Sash there, laying back, hanging on to Anderson. Anderson couldn't get past, and it was a beautiful shepherd, and then a good left foot kick by Marsh, who's kicked 1 goal, 1. Well played, North Adelaide, 1-1 Marsh, and he's done his part. But on the other hand, 3 goals to the Glenelg Rovers, 2 to Voigt and 1 to Bennett.
actually, Wally, I would think the honours definitely with the Bays at this stage, in that they're kicking into the breeze, and yet North Adelaide trail by 4 points.
No argument at the moment.
Tregenza, number 4, coming in again. Spoor arrived there rather early. Tregenza got it on the tap again, taken there by Corns. Wickens is over there. This will be his first kick, but he didn't get it in. It's kicked forward there by Howard. Howard's kick out towards the centre wing. Relayed free kick down the ground, says umpire Ducker. It'll be taken there by Rodney Robin.
One of the roughest, toughest players on the ground then. Tregenza got a whack behind the ear from umpire Murray Ducker. Quite unintentional, of course, and he felt it too. There's the kick to the full forward spot. Big Dennis Sash up, and there's a great falling mark to Anderson, the fullback. Well done.
Beautifully judged. Anderson saw that the big fella was out of position. Dennis Sash took the risk and grabbed it in 1 grab.
Brings it to the grandstand half-back flank. Corns is there. He'll spring well, I'll guarantee you that. He couldn't pull it down. Barry Hurl, clever football, knocked it onto Barry Robrin, who's been out of the game a fair bit at this stage, and he's kicked it out on the full, and Anderson will bring it back for the Bays.
Yes, we haven't seen much of Barry Robin at centre half forward. They haven't been attacking through him at all. They've come down the outer side when they've attacked. On the other hand, Glenelg, through their Rovers, have taken the short way home as often as they could.
4 points the difference. Glenelg lead, 60 seconds away from the time-on period. Anderson, the half-back flank again. Gary Spawn and Corns. Barry Robin in the front spot, takes to Marsh. Marsh is kicked to the full forward spot. Trying to bring it down was Charlie Payne. Off hands, taken by Highwood, lost by that player as he's pushed across the line. It's Rodney Robin, who's the North Adelaide player. Throw in, right next to the goals, the river end. Number 4 is Tregenza. 30's Big Dennis Sash. 10's Barry Robin, knocked away from 2, Von Berto. 10's Voigt, taken by Von Berto, lost by that player. Handball away by Rawson. Handball by Colby, taken by Millard, deep in the pocket. Kicks to the half-back line. Oh, good mark, Gary Spawn.
And that's the second time the big fella, lurking in the fence, 1 kick behind, has pulled down the valuable mark. He's rucked well, and he's marked well in this quarter. He's got to drive it in. He's got to get Dennis Sash into the act. The full forward has got to get a goal pretty quickly.
Gary Spawn, the boy from the bush from Murrayville, loves it back there, and he'll be heading back as soon as the game's over. And again, the throw in right next to the behind post at the river end. We're into the time-on period. You're viewing on 9. Callers Ian Aitken, Wally May and Max Hall. And it's 23 points to 27, Glenelg league. your caller Ian Aitken, former Claremont player.
Dennis Sachs, number 30. He'll go and contest this. He got it too. 2 hands, uncontested, tapped it to the ground. No one can break clear. Umpire Ducker there, and that's Tarter throwing it back to Ducker.
You'll see 15 minutes of edited highlights of this game in our Channel 9 football show, 12 noon tomorrow.
Tregenza with a booming thump forward. Hamilton's there. He's tackled too high, and he'll get the free kick. No problems there. Hamilton comes around onto his left foot, looks across here for Millard. Millard wearing a new sweater this afternoon. A great mark, says Max Hall, and he's right.
Tremendous mark. Got his hands to it and then was unsighted but double grabbed it. This is Millard's 6th kick and we've played 26 minutes of football.
He's a good footballer, Millard, as he kicks it down towards Marker. Couldn't take it. It's only 6 metres in from the line. It's tapped towards the line now and Plum has pushed it out. And that was Patterson, and there is Mike Patterson, the coach of North Adelaide.
Swamp Fox got them to the last 2 premierships.
He's got them there again. And there's Marker, but they haven't won the premiership at the moment. It's taken there by Bennett. He's tackled. He was given plenty of time. Well, umpire Ducker rewinds then, and now decides to give it to North Adelaide after making a glaring mistake.
You're quite correct, Ian Aitken. Not very often you see that from our top umpire, but he definitely had second thoughts about that decision.
Marsh has kicked down towards the right half forward flank. Rawson taps it over very well. Taken away here from Bennett. Back in towards the centre position. And there's David Marsh.
4 points the difference. Glenelg lead. Here's Marsh kicked towards the half-forward line. In front, Charlie Payne knocked away from him by Highwood. Taken by Wayne Phillis. Back to Highwood, the lad from Broken Hill. Swings it wide out towards the lightly built McFarlane, but he's got tons of courage, this fella. Kicks it along the line. Johnny Robinson, a great game for North last week from the back pocket. Hammers it back to the half-forward line. Through the hands it goes. Charlie Payne, he'll go for holding the ball, you find. There was no doubt about that one.
No argument at all. It was a good tackle. Highwood too strong and a little bit too quick for Charlie Payne. Payne trying to get around, too slow, pulled down in the heap.
On the other half-forward line, Howard's been too strong for Wiggins so far, and this is where it's been directed at the moment. Carey in the front spot, he's been too strong for Neil Sash. Tapped it down, but the free kick is sounded for North Adelaide. Mark Payne. To Spawn it is, brings it away from that half-back line to the centre of the ground. Tregenza playing strongly at this stage. Handballs away to Bennett, went past him, taken by little Burns. Burns, who's playing a checking role at midfield in opposition to Hamilton, kicks it to the full forward spot. Off hands, Charlie Payne. You can put this one down your budget.
Second goal to Charlie Payne, resting out on the half-forward flank. He's done his job. He's ruck-roved well, and 2 goals on the board in this quarter, and we've played 27 and a half minutes. Makes him an extremely valuable player for North Adelaide, and they need it because Rodney Robin, apart from 1 goal, hasn't been sighted. Barry Robin unsighted at centre half forward. The only half forward that they have, North Adelaide, Charlie Payne. Well, North Adelaide have taken the lead by 2 points. 2.5 minutes played of time on in the last quarter. The breeze, in my opinion, worth 3 goals.
Ducker back in the centre. Tardif's there, 21. It's Spawn that got the tap. Hamilton's across there. He's got it. Tries to go away with brute strength. Spawn's playing well in this first quarter. Marsh is across there. Here's Barry Robin coming into the game for the 3rd time. He'll kick it right down towards the square. In fact, it's a free kick. And only a McGarry Metal can do that.
Magnificent. He drifts across the face of the back. Bang goes the right foot. And it goes 50 metres with his 5th kick straight through the centre. And just a minute ago I said he was unsighted. But if he kicks a couple of goals like that, that's all you've got to do at centre half forward.
Wally, did you see how easy he did it? He looked as though he was on the bit. One of the Bay players tried to pick him up for a moment, Wayne Phillips. He was stretching every fibre and couldn't get near him. He just lopes along and he makes it look so easy. That's one of the reasons he's won the North Adelaide club's best and fairest every year since 1968 when he was recruited from Wyoming. His first goal for the day, triple McGarry medals. Bounce at the centre. Big Gary Spawn, a great knock through the hands of Barry Robin. Wayne Phillips is there, takes the ball. Handballs to himself. Handballs over to Colby. Colby, fractured cheekbone earlier, into the side today. Up to the centre of the ground. Markham, Mumford from behind. Spoiled him beautifully. Stacks on the mill, Burns on the ground. Mumford, characteristic left foot, down to the half-forward line. Highwood in front, but he's slow. Hurl came from the clouds. Now he picks it up, Highwood. Well done. Kicks it up the centre wing. Finds Bennett. Handball across. Now they've got to go. Wiggins has got the ball, but he's lost today. He's gone for holding the ball, and that was a great tackle from David Burns.
He waved a tackle straight at the body. They can't shift that, and he was down in a heap. Wiggins before he knew what hit him.
Here's the kick down to the half-forward line. Knocked away from Rodney Robin as he arrived late. Taken by Marsh. A little one down to full forward. Terry Montburn up the slip field.
catch. Tremendous. The only way you can get it, fingertips, inches from the ground, and the Rover, who's been beaten in this first quarter, has a kick forward of centre half forward, dead in front.
Here's his kick. Handy one for North Adelaide because it's gone right through, and after being in trouble at the 20-minute mark when they trailed the Bays with quick goals, they went to 6-5 to Glenelg's 4-3.
Yes, and the goals coming thick and fast in the time-on period. A slight easing up by the Bays, I feel. The pressure coming away from the ruck where Spawn is playing a magnificent game for North Adelaide.
Terry Von Berto's 23rd goal for the season. He was runner-up for the best and fairest in the club award in 1968 and 1969. A handy player. A state football.
6 minutes into the time-on period of the first quarter of the 73 grand final. It's been a tremendous first quarter. There's Von Berto knocking it over, taken there by Wayne Phillis. He thumps it down towards the centre wing, and Stringer, he's there and he's marked.
Hard at Kurt at the centre bounce while he went down holding his hip.
Stringer kicks it down towards the right half-forward flank. Players leaping up high. It was Anderson over the back. Colby ran into one of his own teammates. And North Adelaide in the last 5 minutes have really looked the better of the two sides. Taken there by Plummer after Robin hand passed it over. Rodney Robin's over there. Hurl's got him. He's a terrific snapper, but this time it's through for 1 point.
Yes, too much of a hurry, and he had to hurry because the defenders were all over him. His second behind is on the board. And North Adelaide doing all the attacking, and it is starting from the centre bounce. Win the centre bounce, take it out of the diamond, you win the game. Well, that is the pattern at the moment, and North Adelaide through Spawn and Von Berto lifting their game, dragging it out of the centre, have taken the game away in this first quarter from Glenelg.
We've had nearly 7 minutes of time on. North Adelaide lead by 2-3. We reckon the breeze is about 3 goals, so it could be even Steven at this stage as Anderson kicks into the half-back line. Peter Mark, a great mark, was running on before he hit the ground, gives it over to Greg Wickens. Now he's got away for the first time in the game, comes from centre wing to the forward pocket, looking for Fred Phillips. Bob Hammond knocks it over intelligently, follows through himself instead of letting Robinson take it. Barry Robbins got it, and North Adelaide came alive about 2 minutes before the time-on period. They played excellent football in the last 7 or 8 minutes. The kick to the half-forward line, looking for Rodney Robin, and these two cooperated brilliantly, I felt, in the match last week.
And Sticks Phillips has been flattened on a half-forward flank. He's down, he's out. The trainers are assisting him
What
now.
happened there, Wally?
I didn't see it. I see him laying there as cold as a mackerel.
Charlie Payne got to the front position and apparently will get the free kick for a shove in the back. The free kick going against Big Trigger Tugenza. And my word, Phillips is sick and sorry. And what a hot day it'd be to cop one of those early in the game. A bad kick. It's going across the face of goal. Marked by Marsh, and he'd only be 40 metres from the goal. 45-degree angle, river end, and North have their chance to bring up their 7th goal.
Yes, and Marsh has figured prominently in this lead. He's played good football in the forward pocket. He's been beaten in the roving division, but up forward has done very well. Well, he comes in now. He's got 1 goal on the board.
Marsh
There's
now.
the left foot. There. He's got 2. And North Adelaide looking good. They're doing all the attacking. Marsh has had 9 kicks. He's kicked 2 goals, and now he's drawn level with the top goal kicker on the ground in Voigt. So the Rovers are kicking the goals from both sides out of the pocket. That means the back pocket players have got to lift their games.
How do you see it, Ian?
Oh, Max, it's over the last 5 minutes of transformations come over the game, but I see nothing at all in this game at the moment. I think the Bays will probably end up winning it in the last quarter of an hour of the game. But it's a long way to go, and there's Spawn leaping up high. Von Berto taps it forward, out towards the centre wing, taken there by Stringer, couldn't break clear. Backed up there by Colby. He's a grand player. On it goes to Corns, and remember, he hasn't figured prominently in this game at all to date. He screwed it back round the corner, but Neil Sachs is a good player. He's hot-tempered and hot-blooded, but he's a good player, and he's marked at centre half-back.
Former state centre half-back.
The kick, a wobbly one, but it's got distance. Wayne Phillips, Tugenza back there, and he's marked.
Yes, 2 grabs. And umpire Ducker says, you take it. Wayne Phillips and Barry Robin wrestling in front. Tugenza kept his eye on the ball.
Been a long first quarter. There's 9 minutes of time on played so far. There's Kerry, who dominated in the first 15 minutes of the play, but ripped away towards the centre wing, knocked down. Stringers recovered well after Millard dominated. Voigt out towards the half forward. And now young Wickens, after being beaten strongly by Howard, has been quite prominent in this last 5 minutes. Down towards centre half forward, Hamilton decided to fall over at the wrong time, but Mark is still on his feet. He kicks it round the corner, looking across there for Fred Phillips. Hammond, he's a great fullback, a tremendous footballer as he kicks it in towards the centre spot. The siren has gone, and that ends the first quarter of play in the 73 grand final. A brilliant quarter, 7 goals, 6 North Adelaide, 48 Glenelg, 4-3, 27. You're viewing this tremendous game on Channel 9.
David Burns sold the dummy, then gave it to Stringer, had to kick right foot down to the half-forward line. Great mark, Jimmy Rawson. He's following on with the fine form he showed in last week's fortnight ago's game. Here's his kick towards centre wing. Stringer over there, but coming from the crowds, Corns, that's more like him, was half inclined to play on. But fortunately for he and the Bays, decided to go back. His kick not a strong one, but it's found Hamilton. I think that was intended, Wally?
Yes, that was intended, and that's the first time that Hamilton has got away from Burns. North Adelaide are in front because they've taken the ball out of the diamond 10 times to Glenelg twice.
Off hands, taken by Carey. Carey turns, snaps at the goals. 1 point.
1 point from an easy shot, 10 metres out, and Carey hangs his head in shame, as he should. He's kicked 1 goal, 2 behinds. He's won at centre half forward. He's had the better of Neil Sash, but that was a costly miss.
Statistics, Wally, I believe you've got some interesting ones there.
56 kicks each in the first quarter, 17 marks each in the first quarter, and 10 free kicks each in the first quarter.
So the only difference is that the North Adelaide took the ball out of the diamond about 8 times more, is that right?
And kicked a little bit stronger.
Fine kick away here by Bob Hammond. He kicked beautifully with the wind in the first term. There's nothing wrong with this one either. Big John Spry goes to ground. Taken by North Adelaide's Von Berto, put forward, trying to mark it there was Freddie Phillips, couldn't do so. Bob Hammond, Von Berto, Bennett, throw in on the far side. Lost the track of it then for a moment, Wally. I thought the ball had gone out of bounds on the half-forward flank.
Everybody thought that, bar the boundary umpire.
Throw in, Spawn from the top of the pack, down to Von Berto this time anyway, up towards centre wing, Millard. Throw in there.
Out of bounds on the full, I think, Max, the umpire has indicated. And that'll be a free kick to Glenelg on their half-forward line.
Millard it is, kicks towards centre half forward. Hamilton shepherded beautifully for Carey. Carey a long handball towards McFarlane, number 3, tried to tap it on. But Barry Hurl a long way from home. He's on the half-back line, tackled by Wickens. That was good football, made the extra yard to get there. Taken by Alan Howard. McFarlane knocks it on. He's pursued by 3 Roosters. Neil Sash tried to smother off the boot. Down towards Rex Boyd. Ball wouldn't bounce for him. Gary Spawn got a hard one to the stomach as he knocked it back. He's in trouble. Taken by Robinson. Hooks it high towards the half-back line. John Phillips in front. It's hard, grueling football at the moment. It's knocked over to Burns. Burns has grabbed, handballs away. McFarlane puts his body over the ball, hooks it back, picked up by Neil Sash. He comes away from the half-back line, tried to drag to draw Corns, slipped over at the psychological moment, but well done, Neil Sash.
Kicks it down towards the half-forward flank, and back there is Highwood. He should talk with Anderson. They didn't talk at all. Highwood goes back after making a mistake. He recovers. Back it goes towards Tardif. Sandlands warming up on the side of the bench. There's Charlie Payne going through. He couldn't get the hand pass away. There's Plummer. Met heavily, but on it goes. Taken there by Rawson. Tackled, but hand passes back. Plummer's across there. The brilliant Robin goes through. There his brother Rodney gets away. He hand passes over. Picked up there by Millard. He sees Cause down ground and he gaves it. He gets a hand pass out towards Hamilton. Hamilton breaks clear. On to McFarlane. He's got Bennett running down ground. He was met heavily. Bennett goes through. Well done. Gets the hand pass on towards Wickens. Wickens, who came alight in the last 5 minutes of the first quarter, punts it right down towards the forward pocket and through for 1 point.
And there's some pretty hard football played in that first 5 minutes of the quarter. Bodies going at one another. We saw Phillips run in and run into number 3, McFarlane. And we saw Charlie Payne go straight through the centre of the pack. And Tardif is coming off the ground for Glenelg. He's on one leg, and that is a blow. Tardif, who hasn't figured in the game, coming off, and number 7, Sandlands, is coming on.
And there's Sandlands going on the ground now. He's on, but the play is over on the half-back flank, and that's Peter Marker there.
That's not a blow, Wally. That is a major catastrophe for the Bays. He's been a dominant ruckman for this year. It was rumoured that he was under a cloud with an injury, and that rather proves it.
Well, he hadn't been sighted, so they're not running any further risk.
Smothered very well there by Charlie Payne, who was plagued with injury earlier on. And there's Tregenza hand passing on, taken across there by Wayne Phillis. He can have a run on the ball if they're in trouble, and he kicks it down towards the left half forward flank. Marcus over there. Here's backing up as Bennett. He's got a player in Twiggy Corwell unattended at centre half forward. On it goes, taken across there by Hamilton. Breaks clear on the Voigt. Voigt's a good snap for goals, and he's on the target again.
Well done, Hamilton. Well done, Corwell, and extremely well done, Voigt. He knows where those goals are. He's kicked 3 of them out of his forward pocket. I repeat, the most dangerous player in the forward pocket in South Australia this season, Rexy Voigt for the Bays.
Oh, I see that as real bad news. Sorry to harp on it for the Bays, but Tardif going off is real bad news for them because Tregenza's played particularly well, but in these very hot conditions, he's going to find it hard to run out the game. And there's the dejective Tardif, and I'll bet he's a sorry boy. There's the bounce at centre, and it's hooked down by Big John Spry. North have got 2 ruckmen to leaf against Tregenza all day. The only problem was bringing Wayne Phillis onto the ball here, and of course they're going to rob Peter to play Paul, take him away from centre half back. There's Tregenza, gets the tap down, taken by Hamilton. Hamilton doing well out of that diamond. Burns is not subduing him the way he did last time up. Taken away here by Johnny Robinson from the half-back line towards the centre of the ground. Marked here by Marsh. Marsh, surrounded by Tigers, decided that he'll take it easily. Gets it on to Phillips, who took a hard one in the dying stages of the first term. He hooks in the left foot up towards the goal. Sash in the front spot. Anderson playing the game of his life.
Tremendously from behind. And they say you can't mark from behind Dennis Sash. Well, it's been done twice in spectacular fashion by Anderson. Backing his judgment, watching the ball, and he's killing Dennis Sash as far as the game is concerned at this stage.
2 goals, 1 the difference, North lead. Centre of the ground, Neil Sash comes bursting his way through. Oh, dropped the shoulder did Wayne Phillis, but missed him. Voigt falls on top of the ball. Sash falls on top of him. He really set Sash up then while he just missed.
That's missed, and well done, Sash. He saw him and went after the ball and dodged the body.
Big John Spry, but that was Barry Robin getting the tap down. Oh, Hamilton starting to burn at midfield for the Bays now. Hooks it to centre wing, finds Wickens, and Wickens starting to get on top of Howard after Howard thrashed him early. Down to centre half forward. Here's their winner at centre half forward, Carey. A great game.
Yes, he's playing well, and it's a stay-at-home game. He stood there. Sash ran the risk, and it went from Hamilton to Wickens. Wickens to Carey at the true centre half forward position. He's got the breeze to help him.
And he can
dumps it on his way.
But it's offline. It goes right in towards the forward pocket. Freddie Phillis is over there. So is Bob Hammond. Hammond, of course, is the skipper of the side. He actually wasn't retarded. Phillis and Hammond. Well done, Phillis. Over it goes towards Wicken. Plummer's over there as well. Picked up there by Marsh. Good defensive work by North Adelaide, but marked by Highwood. Plays on to Highwood. On to McFarlane. Back to Highwood. He runs into a wall of players. He kicks it right in towards the square, and he will get, there will be a relayed free kick down ground.
Relayed free kick down ground, and it's going to be nearly in the square.
But a bad angle, Wally.
The angle is pretty terrible, there's no doubt about that. Big Carey it is, isn't it?
Phillis or Carey. Carey, you're right, Wally.
Carey, the centre half forward, is there.
He comes around the corner, he has a good look at the goals, and he punches it straight through.
Well done, Carey. Peter Carey, one of the youngest players in the game. He played that one like a veteran. Got himself 2 yards to kick his second goal. His tally now, 2 goals, 2 from centre half forward. 8 kicks, 4 marks, 2 goals, 2, and he's playing against Neil Sash.
One of 5 players in the Bayside have kicked over 40 this season, and they're Carey with 62, 42 to Sandlin, 45 to Greg Wickens from his half-forward flank, and 59 to Rex Voigt this season. 54 to Fred Phillis, their full forward, who spent most of the season in the back lines. Bounce at the centre, Tregenza rucking well, but Corns takes it away for the Bays, kicks towards the full forward. Got Sandman just on the ground. I mentioned him a moment ago. He's a player who certainly knows where the goals are. He's a great mark of the ball. Let's see what he can do with this one.
Well, he's played plenty of football in the forward lines. He's got the breeze to help him. 35 metres out. The angle, you can forget about it. And the goal they need badly because they trail by 7 points.
Kicked 42 this season, and that looks like his 43rd from here. No, he's missed it narrowly.
He's missed it, and it's 42 behind, plays 48. 1 goal the difference. North Adelaide still lead. And the side that takes it out of the centre is winning the game. North Adelaide did it in the first quarter 10 times to 1 or 2 twice. But in this quarter, Glenelg are bringing it out of the centre through Tregenza and Hamilton.
Sandland's kicked 163 goals in his 86 games he's played with the Bays. Hammond playing it well, but that one wasn't one of his best kicks. Carey again, probably best man on the ground. He'll get the free kick, you'll find. They're kicking onto him and he hasn't got the ball. And Carey doing everything at centre half forward for the Bays. He's only 19 years of age. Have a good look at him. There he is on your Channel 9 screen. Wally.
He's out on the half forward flank having a run on the ball because Sash is standing marker. There's a quick change there.
Big boot from him, right up to the full forward spot. Rush of players at the ball, thumped away by Alan Howard, taken by Rex Voigt. Here's danger for North Adelaide, goes to ground. North players everywhere. Graham Corns accelerates, but Robinson's got the ball, gives it to Plummer. Plummer from half-back, a good kick. He's a big-time player. Plummer down to the half-forward line. Colwell slips over at the psychological moment. Handball away to Charlie Payne. Grab too high, he'll get the free kick.
Yes, slipped over, a little bit lucky, looking for the handball, but the free kick was there. Umpire Ducker a long way behind, but he was correct.
Charlie Payne, who's already kicked a couple of goals for North Adelaide.
Big three, no, hasn't made the distance.
Knocked down in front. Terry Von Berto swarms on top of the ball. Handball away as Colby comes through, taken by Stringer. Stringer shoots at the goal, 1 point.
1 point only makes them 49, plays 42. 7 points the difference. Stringer from his wing has kicked 3 behinds and been a very valuable player. Charlie Payne also nearly dobbed that one against the breeze. He's played well and kicked 2 goals for North Adelaide.
Stringer, as I mentioned earlier, hails from Red Hill originally, and he's finished second for North Adelaide in the Magarey medal polling for the last 2 years.
Anderson's kick goes up towards centre half-back, taken off hands here by Phillips. He kicks it back towards the square, and there's Dennis Sachs handling the ball for the first occasion in this match, and he'll have a direct shot from goals, and it would only be 20 metres, no more, and he should quite easily kick this through and bring up North Adelaide's 8th goal. We'll wait for that.
Oh.
He didn't. He's kicked 2 points now.
2 behinds for the big fellow. He's been beaten by Anderson and he's wasted his chances. Colwell is in the back pocket now, standing the North Adelaide ruckman. Sandlands has the job of kicking the goals in the forward pocket since Carey went off for the Bays a couple of minutes after the start of the second quarter. Carey is
Tardif.
on and Tardif went off.
Yeah, the player who came onto the ground for the Bays was, of course, Sandland, who went to a forward pocket and took a mark at the moment ago, had the chance to bring up a goal. Anderson, that's the first time that he's let Dennis Sash get away from him even a couple of yards on that last occasion.
Well, here's a good kick from Anderson right in towards the centre position. Spawn left awfully high. Plummer gets it on to Von Berto. Von Berto's kick goes right in towards the forward pocket. Up goes Anderson again, and there was a beautiful mark.
And that's the 3rd time that it's been done. Hanging back, taking the risk and jumping all over Dennis Sash.
Anderson's kick only covers 40 metres. Plummer couldn't handle the ball. Tregenza went through and collected him after he disposed of it. Across there is Marsh. He was bulldozed into the ground by young Bennett.
Yep.
And Marsh will take the free kick on the right half forward flank.
2-1 Marsh's kick for North Adelaide. 12th kick coming up.
Very good row, young David Marsh.
Kicked 27 goals this season, 29 with his 2 today.
His kick goes right towards the square. Tregenza goes up and he's taken the mark.
He's played well for them, Wally. This would be his best game for ages for the Bays of what
Yes,
we've seen.
But even that, the Bays have been beaten on the ball as far as I'm concerned.
The kick goes forward and it's taken there by Alan Howard, who pushes it down towards Barry Hurl, and Barry Hurl is marked just on the left half forward flank, an extremely acute angle, but he is a very good shot for goals. So far he has kicked 2 points out of a total of North Adelaide's 7 goals, 8, which is 50, and they lead the Tigers by 8 points, and there's Hurl's kick. It won't make any accuracy at all. Big Dennis Sachs couldn't take the mark. A player in Rawson was clubbed to the ground, and there's Dennis Sachs with brute force trying to break clear, but umpire Ducker says not so, give it to me and I'll take a bounce.
8 points the difference. North Adelaide lead, 13-minute mark coming up second term. The bounce down. Big Colwell's there, number 22, appeared to get the tap. Rawson's got it. Marsh falls on top of the ball. Strong body work by Tregenza. He took a couple with him then, Wally.
He ran straight into Little Marsh, and the last to get up from the ground, Marsh.
Yeah, always hit the little ones. No good hitting the big ones. Only cancels out. There's the thump from Tregenza. He won that tap down. There was no doubt about that. Down to little Millard, deep in the pocket. Kicks to the half-back line. Gary Spawn nearly pulled it down. Thought Marker grabbed him for a second, but Marker gets a hurried kick up the centre wing towards Corns. Appeals for the free kick. Got his player going past Hamilton. He's got a player at centre half forward as he has a look. It's Carey, but he's going for a run himself. Now he's trying to work it back. Finds Sandland at half forward left.
Yes, and he's a player and a half when he gets away, and he got away in this quarter from Burns. Burns played well in the first quarter for North Adelaide, but Hamilton has figured in a lot of play in this second quarter from the centre of the ground.
Sandland replaced Tardif in the opening minutes of this quarter. Great kick from him. That's the sort of kick that's given him quite a few goals for the Bays this season. 42, in fact.
Well, they're now 43 behind the Bays, and they trail North Adelaide by 7 points. They've got the breeze. They have used it for 15 minutes, and they cannot overhaul this Rooster side. The Roosters playing dogged, steady, defensive football.
But only 7 points the difference at the halfway mark of the second term as Hammond brings it back to the grandstand flank. Peter Marker in the front spot. How do you see his game so far, Wally?
Haven't seen much of him, but what he's done properly, and that mark was done properly. In front, safe on the chest, his 7th kick, and he's coming in from the half-forward flank with the breeze to assist him.
The state captain, play captain, lines it up, has a big poke at the ball. 1 point, offline, distance, no worry.
6 points of difference, 1 goal. They're peppering the goals, but they're not kicking straight. 6 goals, 8 on the board. And North Adelaide have kicked 7 goals, 8. Full forwards haven't figured strongly in this game at all. Freddie Phillips has been beaten by Hammond, and Sash has been beaten by Anderson.
Bays seeking their first premiership since 1934 as it's kicked up there to Carey, has a wrestling match with Mumford, taken away by Corns, long handball to Bennett. Bennett gives it over, and the Bay player flattened as he came through was Rex Voigt by Robert. It was a good tackle. Robinson gets it over to Von Berto, clears away from the half-back line. Oh, up goes Stringer with the leap of the day. He didn't pull it down. He got up like a startled gazelle, Ian, as Charlie Payne blasted down to the half-forward line. Neither player pulled out then as Anderson very hard hit his opponent, taken away by Rawson. Sash sees his chance, comes lumbering in, tackled by Colby, and a throw-in on the far side with 6
on the ball for North Adelaide.
16 minutes into the second quarter, and it's been a real burster of a game as it's taken off the pack there and kicked down by Marsh. Anderson's across there, one of the best players on the ground at the moment, but couldn't break clear, and here's the Rodney Robin, kicks it up towards the line and hits the behind post, and so therefore a bounce in the left ball forward pocket.
Stephen Highwood doesn't look to be moving all that well to me, Wally. He's got that bandage on his knee, and it does seem to be hampering him.
Yes, and apart from that, though, he's played quite good football.
Yep.
Ball back into play. Voigt's across there. Highwood's got it. Highwood kicks it out towards the half-back flank. McFarlane will be opposed there by Phillips. Over the top of the head it goes. Down comes the bustling Howard. He kicks it down towards the half-forward flank. Player there.
15 metres.
Is filled.
15 metres, umpire Ducker says, and down he goes, closer to goal. Highwood takes the ball with him. He's allowed to do that. Ducker says, OK, but you'll come closer to the goal by 15 metres. Number 14 has it, Barry Hurl for North Adelaide. And this would be a handy goal against the breeze at the 17-minute mark of the second quarter. He's kicked one.
Barry Hurl cleared by the Redlegs. In 1968's kicked 50 goals with North Adelaide this season.
North Adelaide's Barry Hurl. His kick is not a good one, and there's the strength of the breeze, and it's pulled in there by Tregenza. Uncertain what to do. Now he gets it onto a teammate. It'll be Millard. He takes it away towards the centre wing where he should be playing. Marcus across there couldn't take it. Twiggy Corwell, who's now playing in defence, flicked out the hand pass. Charles Payne's across there. So is Hamilton, and that's Burns having trouble picking up the ball. He was beset upon and written into the ground, said umpire Ducker, by the skipper of the Bays, Marker.
And Coach Patterson has pulled a surprising move. Barry Robin, the best footballer on the ground, is playing loose in defence while Glenelg used the breeze, and North Adelaide playing without a centre half forward. Loose in defence, Barry Robin, and he's yet to get a kick.
And it's a very stiff breeze too at the moment as Bourne takes it right off the top of the pack. He thumps it forward. Across there is young Marsh. He hand passes across. Wayne Phillips is over there. Shepherd's nicely there for Marker to get in the picture. A short kick on from Marker, finds a teammate. It's kicked down ground there by Millard. His kick goes towards the half-forward flank. And there's Jack Spry trying to gain possession, but over the top it goes and towards the line.
Wally, that's what I feel the Bays have got to do a little more with this breeze. It's definitely strengthened this term, and they're not kicking it long enough. They're finessing unduly, in my opinion, in the last 5 minutes. Your comment?
Yes, I agree with you, and North Adelaide are playing good, safe football. It's going to the outer side, and it's difficult to score from there.
And it's on the outer side at the moment, and Carey's across there, and leaping high there is Robin, thumps it over Bennett, who hasn't figured much in this second quarter. Gets now pushed into the ground and will get a free kick.
18-minute mark coming up as Bennett goes back for the Bays, former Perth rover. Comes in now on half-forward left. Screw punt right up to the full forward spot. Barry Robin was there, couldn't pull it down. Phillips to the front spot, pursued by McFarlane. He's been very quiet so far. Phillips won that one. Got it over towards Marsh. Marsh steadies from the back pocket up towards the half-back line. Playing in front, Colby. Colby pulled to the ground as he gets a kick into the forward pocket. Sandland.
Third kick since he's come on and replaced Carter, and he's played well in his forward pocket. He's got away from his opposition. He's marked well, kicked wrong, but has yet to score a mate. 2 behinds on the board to Sandlands. He's a specialist forward pocket player, and they must kick goal.
An important one for the Bays. They want a goal from him to draw level and a roar at the river end. He's got it, and the scores are tied away at the 20-minute mark of the second term of the 1973 Grand Final, with the Bays still having about 10 minutes of quite a strong breeze behind them before the half-time break. Comment, Wally May.
Yes, and North Adelaide on the defensive. There's moves in this game. Barry Robin, the best attacking footballer in Australia, is playing loose in defence. Coach Patterson going on the defensive, and Robin yet to get a kick when he's been loose in defence.
Bounce at the centre, and John Spry's caught under the ball. Colwell comes over the top of him. He's Spry now, drops it on his boot. Colby went without the ball, came to Wayne Phillis, hooks it away with his left footer to the centre of the ground, finds Bennett. Bennett getting tons of touches. He's a clever rover. He and Void have both rove well. Here's his kick to the half-forward position. In front, Carey, and a great mark, and Neil Sash, it seems, nonplussed at this stage.
Yes, that was a tremendous mark, and he's playing an old-fashioned stay-at-home centre-half-forward game when they're kicking with the breeze, and that's good. 2 goals, 2. 30 metres out, dead in front, Robert on the mark.
Bays want this one, steers it up there. Through it goes, and that's a handy one for them because they want to be 2 or 3 clear at half-time with this breeze at their back.
Well, it's Carey now with 3 goals. A magnificent goal with his 10th kick. Well, there's been a change. I can't see Sash. No, I'm wrong. It's looked like Robin had gone to centre-half back, but he's still in that loose in defence position, hanging around Carey, but making no difference at all and not figuring in this game, even though he has no player to mind.
Back with umpire Ducker. Tricky Corwell running on the ball, but it was tapped there by Spry, McFarlane, and this is Marsh. Marsh is kicked down towards the centre full forward position. Oh, Dennis Sachs. That was a great catch.
A tremendous mark, and the first time that he's been behind Anderson, he waited on Anderson and grabbed it. Anderson's been waiting on Sash and grabbing it over the top. A good mark to the big fellow and a good change of game.
Not much in this game at all as Dennis Sachs' goal squares the score.
That's his first goal coming up at the 22-minute mark of the second term, and that's his 103rd for the season and his 338th since he joined North Adelaide. He needs 5 more goals to top the league goal-kicking list for the season and beat Whelan's 107.
Well, if he grabs them like that, he's got every chance. It was a well-judged mark. The breeze was moving that ball all over the place. One grab, as we know that he can do, and one bang through the centre.
2 minutes off the time-on period now as umpire Ducker again is there, and he's umpiring well. He's only made a couple of mistakes. Caldwell couldn't get the tap, and it's taken out of the diamond there by Bennett. He thumps it right down ground looking for Freddie Phillips. It comes off the hands. Over there is Sandland, but backed up again brilliantly by Hammond. Away it goes out towards the half-back flank. Millard over there. Over the top of Stringer. It's no mark. He gets tackled quickly, gets it over towards Burns. He breaks clear of Hamilton as Burns. He will kick the ball down towards the half-forward flank. Wayne Phillips, number 20. He's well built and well marked. There he goes, out towards the centre wing, and it'll be kicked and marked there by Cole.
That's an occasion when I thought he should have put his boot behind the ball and get that breeze behind it. It's a strong one at the moment.
Kick away from Colby towards Corwell, and the centre couldn't mark it. Hamilton's over there, he gets it. He's playing well, and he'd be one of the Bay's best players. Highwood goes through. Well, pushed to the back. I thought he fell over. There's a little ounce of luck there for the Tigers.
I thought he was tripped. The trip was there. He was hit round the legs. And he's over, and he has it dead in the centre of the ground. Highwood, the half-back flank.
Highwood's kicked down towards the right half-forward flank, the right spot to go through. Carey was across there. It's picked up there by little Johnny Robinson. He's pushed in the back, and Robinson will get the free kick.
At the moment, Carey has 2 players to contend with. Wally, I noticed that Barry Robin is sticking very close to him besides Neil Sash, and it's just as well because Neil Sash has given him too much latitude.
Robinson's kick out towards the half-back flank. Corns is over there. Mumford. If he fires, that was Mumford. There's Voigt, he hand passes it on. Bennett's across there, he gets away, he's tackled, he hasn't got possession. On it goes towards Twiggy Corwell, sidestep. He's kicked a bundle of goals this year. Kerry's over there, he tackled Robertson, didn't seem to have the ball. It's kicked off the ground, and there's Bennett. That was a good mark, Ollie, mate.
Tremendous, he fell over, got up and threw himself at the ball. Desperation stuff, and a tremendous mark by Bennett, who's been a very valuable player to the Tigers. And this goal will be valuable.
Lost his boot.
Even Stephen, the scorer, he's lost his boot. He wants to put it on. He's gone for a short pass.
Over it goes towards Sandland.
Sandland in the pocket. He's marked. He was left unattended.
Bad football by Spawn. Spawn down in the square expecting the big kick. His opposition, Sandland, who's had 6 or 7 kicks in this quarter, all on his own.
Sandland has kicked 1 goal too. He's hungry for goals like a piranha. He'll have a kick. It's not a good one. It's 1 point.
1 point, and Glenelg lead by exactly that amount. 1 point to Sandland's an extremely good mark. Sandland's playing well since he came onto the ground, being loosely checked, and this suits him down to the ground.
Time on period, second term, kicked out there by Big John Spry, giving him a good look at the ball for North Adelaide, but in front, Mumford marking in front of Marker. Mumford from the half-back line will kick it away with that stabbing action with his left boot. An easy player to pick. Rosewar's in the front spot, couldn't pull it down. Millard's getting tons of kicks to the half-forward line, comes to Marker. He's got the chance to get the bays going, gets pushed as he gets his kick, and Barry Robran. No, it's not. It's Gary Spawn marking it centre half-back. Handball's away to Johnny Robinson from the half-back line. They come up towards centre wing. It's Colby over there, and it's Millard under the fall of the ball. Got it now. Again has to kick around his body. North's harassing him all the time. Hamilton, clever work, gets it over towards Voigt. He's tackled by Barry Robin. Did he or did he not have it? Play on, says the umpire. Hamilton with a handball, pokes it up to Voigt. Voigt going towards the half-forward flank, pushing the back against Voigt, will be taken by Neil Sash of North Adelaide. Crowd not too happy about that one.
I wouldn't be too happy if either I was Voigt.
Neil Sash from half-back right for North Adelaide, kicks into the man on the mark, Sandland. Here's the chance for Voigt again, sees a Guernsey, but decides to have a pop at the goal. He kicks 3.
He's hit the post, and what a shot by Voigt. Quick off the mark. He's done extremely well. He's kicked his 3 goals out of the forward pocket. He's done everything right, and he just misses then with a tremendous shot at goal.
They'll lead by 1 point. Bob Hammond to kick in. 2 points, is it? Thanks, Wally. Bob Hammond's had much the better of Fred Phillis so far. Hardly been sighted, Phillis. The kick to the half-back line. Tregenza one hand, couldn't pull it down. North Adelaide player obscured from me there was Stringer, and umpire Ducker doing a good job, despite a blatant error in the opening minutes of the game when he obviously changed his mind in front of the members' stand. Up they go. Tregenza barges into Big John Spry. I bet he felt that one. Stringer has to kick right foot. Graham Corn steadies from centre wing to centre half forward. Neil Sash in front. He's marked it.
No doubt about that. Neil Sash, the player in front. The ball dropping short because of the breeze. Carey ended up with it, but it doesn't matter. Sash is waving his hands. He's indicating he wants to go up the centre.
Doesn't do that, however. He goes to the other side. John Spry in the front spot. Stringer comes over the top. Tregenza playing well for mine. Wayne Phillis with a long handball towards Colby, who looks as though he's lost a little bit of touch since he's been out with that injury, Wally.
Yes, a little bit out of touch. I'd agree with you there, but playing well on his half-back flank. Barry Robbins, the player that's worrying me. I don't think he's 100% right.
Spry and Corns. Corns, great body work, got rid of his opponent. Voigt gave it back, found Tregenza. Tregenza again, he's going extra well. Gets it over, finds Hamilton. Hamilton kicks to centre half forward in front. Wiggins knocked away by Howard, taken by Johnny Robinson. Handball over to Plummer. Plummer looks for another handball, finds a teammate Burns. Burns kicks up. Highwood, a great effort. He stopped that one, knocks it back. Plummer again. A wild handball. Lord Colwell had a look. Thrown off the ball, didn't have it. Taken by Barry Hurl. Kicks it high towards full forward. Anderson barges into Sash. And Sash makes a great mark under pressure.
Well done, Sash, then. He looked and waited for Anderson. And when Anderson made his run, he put the big shoulder into him, put him off balance, and grabbed it out of the air. He's changed his style of game. He was beaten badly in the first quarter, but he's grabbed a couple of beauties in this quarter.
This kick won't be accurate enough to get a score for the big ones, but it gets 1 point.
1 point makes 8 goals 9 North Adelaide and 8-10 Glenelg. 1 point the difference. 4 minutes of time on have been played. Glenelg using the breeze and they lead by 1 point. Big Dennis Sash 1-3 he's kicked.
Kicked away there by Wayne Phillis out towards a half-back flank. Millard couldn't mark it. Corns over towards Colby. Colby, who is a tremendous rebound half-back flanker, was pushed in the back and will get a free kick.
Yes, and he came down very awkwardly and that one would have hurt. Bonberto unbalanced him, but it was from behind. No side push in that one. It's out on the wing. A difficult place to do much with it from. Outer wing, the breeze will push it over the fence if he's not careful.
He'll take it down through centre half forward as Colby. Gives the fence a bit of a miss. Out towards centre half forward. Whistle's gone. Free kick goes to Peter Carey, who was very close to the best man on the ground.
Yes, and he was helped on his way by number 1, who is John Spry. A foot and knee into the back, and umpire Ducker right on the spot saw that and indicated in the back. Barry Robran stands the mark. Barry Robran loose in defence all this quarter, yet to get a kick.
Carey's kick 3-2.
Oh, look at this. This is a monstrous kick. You could give him the Seiko right now if you had to make a decision after his 4th goal.
4 goals from centre-half forward. In the first quarter, he beat Neil Sash. In the second quarter, he's beaten Neil Sash and Barry Robran, and he's had now 11 kicks to kick 4 goals, and that, I agree, is a match-winning or a Seiko-winning performance.
At the moment, Glenelg lead by 7 points, and as they've probably still got about 120 seconds to go with this breeze, they are doing a little the better than North Adelaide with the half-time break coming up. Yes, Wally?
Robran is at centre-half back, Neil Sash loose in defence.
Centre, Tregenza rucking well. I don't know, Wally starting to win those taps.
Yeah.
Down to centre-half forward towards Carey. Carey with a long handball. Sandland's got the chance of being prop for him. It didn't. Spry went to knock it away. Hammond comes out of there like a battle cruiser. Bad kick from him, however. Nearly went out on the full. It'll be a throw-in on the far side. But for a player who first played league football with North Adelaide in 1960, which means this is his 14th season of league football, broken by 3 seasons with Port Pirie as coach, he moves as well as anybody on the ground. When he sets his sights on the ball, he makes a certainty of it. Gary Spawn gets up in opposition to Carey. Handball out of the pack towards McFarlane, who's hardly had a touch. Oh, he's got the fumbles. He's got the big match nerves. It's to Hamilton, flattened, played by Burns. Corn sold the dummy well, shows him the ball, then kicks it high towards the half-forward line. In front, Howard, not spoilt by Wiggins, taken by Robinson, puts his head down. McFarlane doesn't know what to do at this stage. Picked up by Barry Robran, lopes away from the pack. Voigt took after him, gave him a bit of a shove, but he gets it to the half-forward line, marked by Plummer. Plummer goes in towards the goals, has a good look, and then guides it up there, and it's not going to miss by much either.
It missed though, and the breeze nearly dropped away then. I think he may have allowed for it, and it's not there. And it's 9-10 Glenelg, 8 goals 10 North Adelaide. 1 straight kick the difference, 1 goal the difference, 7 minutes played of time on in this second quarter, and it's not a bad quarter by North Adelaide to be only 1 goal behind.
I feel sorry for McFarlane of the Bays. He's obviously got a bad attack of big match nerves.
Oh, look at Anderson's kick. It's at least 65 metres in towards the centre. Corns is over there, went without of it. He's not having such a great game either. Marsh's kick goes down towards the half-forward flank. There's Robran and Millard. That was Rodney Robran. Millard, well done. He's a prolific kick getter as he angles it down towards Hamilton. Hamilton, another one. The siren has gone to end a tremendous first half in this, the 73 grand final. Glenelg go for the half-time break. 9 goals, 10-64, leading North Adelaide 8-10-58, a margin there of 6 points. You're viewing this game on Channel 9, the 73 grand final. Your commentators are Max Hall, Wally May and Ian Aitken.
Glenelg lead by a goal after they trailed by 3-3 at quarter time. North Adelaide's turn to go with the breeze, taken by Bennett, one of the best for the Bays. Over to Millard, another good one for them. To Hamilton, broke clear, latter stage of the second term, down to Carey, and best on the ground so far, and certainly best for the Bays. He's played a tremendous game. He's only 19 years of age. Have a look at him. He's 6'5", 15 stone, and he's kicked 4 goals too, and has killed Neil Sash. His chance to put his 5th on the board for the Bays, and he's steered it through a very handy one in the opening 25 seconds of play at the start of the third term, and this takes Glenelg 12 points clear, and that's their greatest lead since the latter stages of the first term.
And plenty of that has been caused by Carey. He's had 12 kicks. He's had 6 marks. He's kicked 5 goals, centre-half forward, and in a forward setup that hasn't gone well, he's been the star. The forward setup has been switched. Sandlanders at full forward, and Freddie Phillips is out into the pocket.
Phillips only 1 kick in the first half. Knocked down by Tregenza, doing a great job in ruck for mine. Handball from Hamilton to McFarlane. He was bad early, taken by Neil Sash at centre-half back. Took a hard one accidentally from Phillips as he went down. Wasn't too happy about it either. Here's his kick away from centre-half back. Hasn't had a great day at all. Up towards the centre of the ground. Off hands taken by Charlie Payne. Smothered off the boot very well. Comes to Wayne Phillips. Taken by the magician, Barry Robran. And there's his kick. Look at it off the boot. It's a beauty going in, but offline 1 point.
Barry Robran is back at centre-half forward. He played loose in defence and centre-half back in the second quarter, but now they've got the breeze. He's at centre-half forward, and he has kicked 1 goal, 1 behind. And he's an attacking player that they need at that important position, centre-half forward with the breeze.
Peter Anderson kicks in early. He murdered Sash, and Sash started to get away in the latter stages. Charlie Payne after the ball, held by Marker. It comes out, missed by Tregenza. North player Terry Von Berto goes on top of him. Tregenza, after Tardif left the ground, has accepted the challenge and is doing most of the ruck work for the Bays and doing it well. Here he gets caught under the ball. They send two North players against him, taken by Marker. Marker trying to swing his boot at the ball. The hand pass out was good. Finds a teammate, Rawson, up towards McFarlane, and he's handling the ball better, McFarlane.
Yes, he started this quarter extremely well. He gets a 15-metre to help him on his way, and round the outer wing he goes.
There's the kick down to the half-forward flank, and Carey allowed Hamilton to go for the ball. Hamilton getting away from Burns a little now, tries to get it down towards Sandland. Sandland's got the ball, steers the left footer up in front of goal. Boyd's there, he's kicked 3 or 4 already, and he's marked from 15 metres out, 45-degree angle.
And the move has worked. Sandland out in front of Hammond by a mile, gets time to come round, lifts it up in the air, and the game, Boyd takes the mark in front of Robinson. 3-1 he's kicked, coming in, no problem with this one. It's through the middle. It's now 4 goals 1, and the Bays going away in the start of this first quarter. 2.5 minutes gone, 2 goals on the board against the Breeze.
Ian Aitken, what were those comments you made at half-time?
That the Bays win it by 4.
Well, I didn't agree with you at the time, but I'm more inclined to agree with you now. They were 1 goal in front at half-time.
Still a long way to go, Max.
True. Oh, yes, for sure.
8 goals 11, North Adelaide, 59 to Glenelg, 11 goals 10, 76, and the Tigers look the part at the moment. And they look the part in Victoria too, so it could be the year of the Tigers. There's Charlie Payne. He didn't seem to make much of an attempt to get rid of it. And there's David Burns kicking it down ground. Rawson's across there for the Tigers. He's dogged there by Marsh. Gets the hand pass over. Marsh, a very busy rover, had 16 kicks in the first half. Finds himself out of play on the left half forward flank. 76 to 59. Can the Tigers get up and win this? They haven't won one for a long time, and there's 50-odd thousand people, perhaps 55,000 people here at the moment. There's a cross there, fell over himself. No, umpire Duckett sees it the other way. Plummer has got a free kick on the left half forward flank.
Caught his finger out of joint too, I think. I just saw him pull it back into place. Yeah, there he is, having another tug at it now.
First quarter break. Glenelg trailed by 21. At half-time, they were up by 6 points.
Plummer's a butcher, so he shouldn't have any trouble with joints.
Plummer's kick. A tidy one, down towards the centre full forward position. Tregenza, another butcher. Knocks it away. Intercepted there by Robran after Bennett got the kick. Across goes Highwood. Free kickers there, and it'll go the Tigers' way, who have started off this third quarter very well, Wally May.
No doubt about that. 2 quick goals on the board. They've gone for the short pass. Highwood's taken it.
Bennett got that kick in, and there doesn't seem to be quite as much vim. And there's one of the best players on the ground as well, Hamilton. He's the reason why Kerry played so well. McFarlane, who still sticks to his guns. Across the half-forward flank goes the kick, looking down there for Sandland. Hammond, the master of using the body, but well done, Sandland then.
He came back as Hammond. Hammond unbalanced him. Sandland stayed with him and stuck the shoulder into him, and over the line it went.
McFarlane's had more touches in the 5 minutes in this third term than he had in the first half, and he's going much better for the Bays. I don't know what they did to him at half-time, but I know what happened to John Phillips, his opponent, about halfway through the second term. He got flattened, and he hasn't been the same player since. And if McFarlane can get on top on that wing for the Bays, it's going to make a big difference.
Hammond got the free kick then. You saw it better than we did, perhaps, as it comes off hands, taken across there by Von Berto, comes around, kicks it in towards the centre position. Highwood's across there as well. Hurls over there. Stringer goes down to try and gain possession and gets it too. He's met by Colby, but gets the hand pass into Rodney Robin. Down comes Tregenza. Rodney Robin has a snap at the goals, and that was clever work by the skillful half-forward flanker.
It was first-class football. There's no other way to describe it. He beat 2 players, and he would not take his eye off those goals. He kicked his second goal under a lot of pressure. Tregenza couldn't do a thing about it. Reback is on the ground, and Stick Phillips has gone off. North Adelaide have made a change, and it's only in the 6th minute of the third quarter. Phillips coming around the boundary on the outer side. Reback on the ground.
Played a great game in the first half for North Adelaide until he ran into a packet of trouble over on the far side of the ground, which we didn't see, but he was in the hands of the trainer for a long, long time. And that's a break for the Bays because they lost Tardif early. Bounced at the centre, caught under the ball was Caldwell. Loose ball running in the diamond, taken by Highwood. Highwood's playing grandly for the Bays, and he'll get the free kick at the centre of the ground by the look of it.
Yes, used plenty of strength, made it look worse than it was, and umpire Ducker says, all right, I'll agree with you, take the free kick.
A prize recruit from South Broken Hill to the Bays. Victorian clubs are after him. Down to centre half forward, Neil Sash in front, Carey from behind, taken by Howard, kicks to the centre of the ground. Coming from behind, Wayne Phillips knocks it away. Carly Payne gets a handball to Hamilton. Hamilton playing well, fouling after disposal. A foolish free kick there given away by David Burns. And Burns, who checked Hamilton very well early in the game, is now seeing him get away, and I think he showed his frustration there after the ball was kicked on. This has given Sandland a shot from only 35 metres out, an important one for the Bays, and he lines it up. He's kicked 1 goal 3, been off the target so far. See if he can find a big opening this time. Oh, it's close. He's found it. 2 goals 3.
Good goal and a good move by Neil Curry. Sandland's to full forward. Freddie Phillips got sided out into the forward pocket, and it's come off. Sandland's looking the part against Bob Hammond, who had been supreme in the first half. Sandland has now kicked 2 goals. That one was a relayed free kick and no blemish on Hammond's game, but he looks lively, he's moving around, and he's using his strength against Hammond and looks the part.
Hamilton starting to get away from Burns.
Both these sides excel in the third quarter normally, and here again it's Hamilton. He's taken the ball out from the centre consistently, down towards the half-forward flank, knocked away by Robinson, picked up there by Stringer. Marker looks a little sluggish at the moment, and Stringer kicks it down towards centre half-forward. Nearly a great catch, not there. Corns breaks clear, on it goes to Highwood, one of the best. Kicks it down towards centre half-forward, looking for Carey. Carey uses his great strength and takes it. On it goes to Wickens. Away go the Tigers. Wickens steadies. The kid kicks it there right through again. And the Tigers are really going well.
His 46th for the season, his first goal for the day.
And I've got to put it down to Wickens, but I'd like to put it down against Carey, who's kicked 5. Completely outclassed Neil Sash then to take that ball, plucked it out of the air, punched it onto Wickens' chest, and then Wickens, as cool as a cucumber, put it right through the centre. They've got to make a shift. Neil Sash has got to come away from centre half back if they're going to win this game.
And there's Carey in your screen at the moment. If he doesn't get a few offers from over the border, both sides after the Gage game, I'll be very much surprised. Notice Mal Brown here. I bet he'd love to have him in his side over in Perth. He's kicked, 6 goals, is it? 5 goals. 5 goals 2. Bounce at the centre. Picked up by Plummer. Plummer puts it forward for North Adelaide. Right up to full forward. Off hands. Missed by Tregenza. Couldn't let them in. Taken by the big chap Sash. And he gets a very quick reply for North Adelaide as Sash whacks it through to give him 2 goals 3 for the day and takes him to 104 for the season.
And a good quick effort by the big fellow then. He snapped it up, had the quick look, and bang, as the full forward should, it went through the centre. Tregenza, the player that made the mistake. He had the bull-like rush of the ball, went without it. Sash didn't.
And there's big Dennis Satch. Peter Anderson there, formerly a North Adelaide player as well, and has had a very interesting duel between these 2 players.
Sash still needs 4 to top the goal-kicking tally for the year and would have to kick 108, Wheeling kick 107 for the double blue.
Umpire Tucker in control of the game. Corn's got the tap. He gets pushed forward there by Robin, taken by Hurl. Hurl kicks it down. Away goes North Adelaide again down towards centre half forward. Here's the awkward bounce. Charlie Payne's kicked a couple. That one wasn't one of his better kicks. Goes through or out on the full.
Out on the full, and that was a bad mistake by an experienced footballer. And there's been a change. Robin has gone to the centre of the ground and he is now standing Hamilton. He's been centre half back. He's been centre half forward. He's been loose in the fence. He's now in the centre.
I think it's a good move by Patterson to get him in there.
Anderson's kick out towards a half-back flank, marked there by Millard. That's Peter Millard on the centre, on the left half-back flank for the Tigers. 10.5 minutes into the third quarter, 88-71 with the Bays leading. Corns is across there, couldn't take it. Spry gets the hand pass across, kicked across there by Stringer. It's a poor kick, but it's been marked very well by Adrian Rebick, who came on and replaced Dixie Phillips.
Always been a big match player, and he's got a habit of kicking goals in final series, as he's done on the last 2 years from memory. A very handy player, only played 5 matches this year because of injury.
Rebick's kick, it's a good one. Oh, it's a beauty, right down towards the square. This will go awfully close. Oh, Anderson, well done.
Magnificent. He put one hand on that, on the goal post, pulled himself up in the air and got a hand to it, inches from the line. That was a tremendous kick by number 18, Rebick of North Adelaide. Well, close to the wing, helped by the wind, and nearly goes through. One behind only, though. 88 are Glenelg, and 72 are North Adelaide. 16 points the difference.
Anderson's kick again out towards a half-back flank. Surprisingly, coming through the attacking wing for North Adelaide, and that's Stringer marking, playing on quickly. On it goes to Plummer. Plummer's kick looks awfully accurate. You can see it yourself. You've got the result, and there's North Adelaide getting closer.
And that was a mistake in my book. You don't kick out to the attacking flank and give them the use of the breeze. And Plummer showed you the reason why. Running in, lifting it up, and the breeze put it straight through the middle. A handy goal.
And what Ian Aitken and Wally May have just been talking about has just been relayed very forcefully to Peter Anderson by Doug Long, the Bay runner, who nearly broke a leg getting out there to tell him, don't let that happen again. You could just about read it from here. 10 points the difference. Glenelg lead, 12-minute mark, third term, anybody's game. Tregenza playing the game of his life, gets it down to Hamilton. Hamilton sells the dummy, then gives it to Boyd. Boyd's running into trouble. It was Neil Sash, but he got past cleverly, hooks it up in front of the goal. Sandland's there in the forward pocket, tried to take a great mark. Hamilton came right over the back, the top of him. Hammond, up to the half-back line. McFarlane hurls against him, gets into the back of McFarlane. No free kick, throw in on the far side. 10 points the difference. Bays lead. They got away to lead by a similar margin, about 5 minutes away from the time-on period in the first term. Then North took it away from him. Spry from the back, down to Von Berto, dodged the bump from McFarlane, tapped away, picked up by Barry Hurl, appears to be playing at centre wing now.
That's right.
Kicks it high towards the centre of the ground. Colby in the front spot. From behind it was Alan Howard, knocked away by Highwood. Here's Stringer and Highwood going at a hammer and tongs. Well done, Stringer. Well done, Adrian Rebeck. He'll have a pop shot at the goal. Puts it up there, and that's why he's a class half-forward play.
Oh, and well done, Rebeck. He had that look, and you've been told about it, and it went straight through the middle. 1-1, a magnificent goal on the run, and it was started by Barry Robran out of the pack, pushing that ball out of the pack, getting the run on going. Charlie Payne helped it along. Rebeck puts it through the centre, and they're fighting back. 4 points the difference, the Bays lead.
Wally, I've been saying during the week, this is not after the ball, and in my side, Rebeck, despite the fact he'd only played 5 games, would have been in there on the half-forward flank. In my opinion, he is class as a half-forward flanker, and he's a big match player.
That's exactly where he is. Rodney Robran is at centre half-forward. Barry Robran's in the middle.
Tregenza got the tap, but it's taken away there by Von Berto. Wayne Phillips is across there, hand passes on over to Highwood. Highwood steadies, boots it down towards the half-forward flank, looking across there for Carey. Neil Sachs had hold of him, but couldn't stop him. Picked up there by Howard. Howard's kick around the corner, Von Berto marks.
Bays lead by 4 points, and it's the 14-minute mark of the third term.
Von Berto's kick, not there. Picked up there by Bennett. Bennett steadies, pops it down towards Corns at centre half forward behind Johnny Robinson. Well read by the little nuggety back pocket play.
Bays not getting the drive they expected from Corns and Marker, Wally.
No, it's not there.
Centre wing, Rebeck got it.
Rebeck is out passing. A good player there in Highwood.
Plays on very quickly, taken across there by Burns. Hand passes on over to Stringer. Was set upon by Miller, didn't have it, and Stringer to get the free kick.
No argument about that. He didn't want that ball. He knew he was in trouble. And number 9 for North Adelaide, Barry Stringer, drives up the centre half forward.
It'll be marked there by Jimmy Rawson. Rawson, who played a tremendous game against Sturt in the second semi-final, steadies and goes for a dangerous kick, but it plays off. It's taken across there by Bennett. Bennett's kicked down towards the centre position. Across there was McFarlane. He gets the crumbs. He's tackled, but he gets away with it, but it's taken by Robinson. Robinson plays on very quickly. Over it goes to Von Berto, who is a devilish type player. Over it goes to Plummer. Plummer's kicked down towards centre half forward. It bounces over the big chap Neil Sachs. Taken by Rawson. Rawson kicks it out towards the line, hoping that it'll bounce in, but it doesn't. It's out on the full.
Plummer playing a great third quarter.
Argument there, and Marsh has it right out on that half-forward flank, and big Dennis Sashy's got the kick for him.
Plummer dropped in, hoping for the short one, but he's going to poke it up in the air. There's Rodney Robran gives him the lead, and he's going to whack it right on his chest. That was great football.
Yes, and a good lead from centre half-forward. He was out on a half-forward flank. There's been a move. His brother Barry's in the centre. Rodney's at centre half-forward, and that was a nice lead to beat Wayne Phillips, and a good kick by Marsh.
Like his more illustrious brother Barry, he hails from Whyalla too. 44 goals, goes for a short one and finds his triple Magarey medalist brother Barry Robran, both from North Whyalla. Rodney Robran's kicked 46 goals this season, including 2 today. Robran has 1-1 to his tally. Won the club best and fairest every year since 68. There's the kick from him, and that's the type of kick that's won it for him, but slightly offline, 1 point.
1 point only, and it makes 85 plays 88. 3 points of difference. The Bays lead, and Barry Robran has kicked 1 goal, 2 behind. He's in the centre of the ground now, and that was loose checking by Hamilton to let him slip away.
In fairness to Anderson, I noticed Tregenza's coming out onto this wrong flank again, and perhaps the message wasn't what we thought it was, because he brought it out here again. This is danger. And there's Big John Sprine. He's held the mark, and golly, I can't understand this. As you and Ian have made the point, they virtually got the breeze right at their back to bring it in from this half-forward flank.
Well, Rebeck kicked the goal from somewhere near this place, but of course Spry's not a very good kick.
But he certainly gave it plenty of air, and it's up there, just short of the square. Off hands, knocked away by the Tigers with a handball across from Colby. Finds Colwell, gives it to Marker. Oh, he's met by Payne, and down he goes. Handball out by Colwell to Miller. A long handball from Miller over towards Bennett. Bennett steadies, kicks the centre half forward. There's Carey, and what a great game this chap played. Bob Hammond checking him close. He wanted to get it on the sandland for a moment, but Hammond wasn't having any of that. Now he drives it on as he senses that Fred Phillips has got the chance. Spawn jumps all over the top of him. Neil Sash is there. Backtracks, taken to the ground by Sandland. Play-on's called. Kick away, taken by Barry Robin. He'll bring it away from the half-back flank for North Adelaide.
He's had two bounces, as you've seen. He steadies, he kicks it down towards the left half-forward flank, looking for Rebeck. It scuttles across the line.
3 points the difference. Glenelg lead. 18-minute mark coming up. Comment Wally May, former Essendon Sturt star.
And the time slipping away for North Adelaide. They have the use of the breeze. They've got to be 3 goals in front at the end of this quarter if they're going to give themselves any sort of a chance.
Spry and Tregenza. Tregenza got the front spot. Doubtful to say who got the tap. Across there is David Marsh. Gets it across to Burns. Picked up there by Wayne Phillips. Taken by Bennett. He's been a busy rover this afternoon. He kicks it over towards Hamilton. One of the best on the ground, Hamilton, you know. He's a good centre man. Over there. Millard. Hamilton again. Oh, he's a battler. Tremendous club man.
Would not take his eye off that ball. Comes round with the left foot and he'll find Colby.
Colby on the centre wing. Gets around, a long hand pass on over towards Corns. He's got too much class for Robinson. Back it goes to Colby. They look good when they flick it around like this, and that's football.
Magnificent football and well played, Colby. A beautiful pass to Sandlands, who's been shifted to full forward and has beaten Bob Hammond in this quarter at full forward. Well, he's got a kick straight. He kicked one just a while ago. Another goal now would be very handy against the breeze for the Bays. He comes in.
2-3's his tally.
There. Right through the middle, and Sandland's playing extremely well since he came onto the ground in the second quarter. 3 goals he's kicked. He didn't go that well in the forward pocket because he didn't kick straight. He's had 7 kicks now. He's kicked 3 goals, and he really looks the part at full forward. Too fast for Bob Hammond, and beautiful passes are hitting him right on the chest.
2 goals, 3 the difference. The Bays lead. I thought it was going to be curtains for them in the second term when Tardif had to go off, but Big Tregenza's battled his heart out for the Bays, and he's keeping them in this, and the fact that they're leading at the moment, they've got the breeze to come home with. Marsh kicks for North Adelaide towards the half-forward flank. Bash back towards Barry Robin. Oh, he's taken to the ground. A fiery tackle by Voigt. They're hanging all over Tregenza. He'll get the free kick for the Bays.
Oh, he's playing well, Wally, mate.
I'll say he's playing well.
He's doing all the hard work, and another player that's helping a lot in that hard work is Corwell, doing a lot of hard ruck work. He's now a ruckman, but Tregenza, the best big man on the ground at the moment.
Down towards Carey. Carey couldn't get near the ball. Marker tried to knock it on. Big John Sprite hanged on to McFarlane. He'll get the free kick at centre half forward. Beaten pointlessly in the first half, lifted his game, a great pass out to Fred Phillips all on his own, and who was the offending player? Howard's going to stand the mark.
Spawn, the big fellow, the ruckman is there, he doesn't know where to go yet.
Freddie Phillips for the Bays has yet to kick a goal today. He's kicked 54 this season, but has played mainly in defence, kicked 527 in his league career, won the 69 Magarey medal across the face of goals. Wally.
Second kick that he's had, that one misdirected across the face of the goals. He's out in the forward pocket. He hasn't gone well, but the switch of him to the pocket and Sandlands to full forward has worked for the Bays.
He's played 166 games for the Bays, has Fred. There's the tap down by Spawns, was a beauty. Marker tried to hook it back. He's got it again. Roosters everywhere. Mumford barged into him, kicks it away from the back pocket to the half-back line. Knocked away from Barry Robin by Corns. Comes towards Tregenza. Knocked on by Burns. Charlie Payne's got the run of the ball. Oh, Wayne Phillips dropped the shoulder, but Payne saw him at the last moment. Knocked away from Highwood. Taken by Rebeck. And it's a throw in at half-forward right. And Wayne Phillips again set Payne up, and again he missed one.
Yes, well, a couple of experienced players, hard, and they both know how to handle themselves. And Payne just swerving away at the last minute, misses that shoulder. You wouldn't want to run into Wayne Phillips. You'd know all about it if he caught you.
The enforcer, they call him at the Bay. Throw in and waiting for the ball now. It's Barry Robin will probably take the ruck knock. Sometimes comes over his teammate, sometimes does it alone. Hands on hip is big trick Gedger. I tell you what, he's going to be a tired boy by the end of the day. Very hot conditions in front of this crowd of 50-odd thousand, and he's had to do it nearly alone. Barges into Barry Robin, who gets a shove in the back for his trouble from another Bay player. Taken by Burns, down to the full forward spot. Peter Anderson in front, taken by Wayne Phillis. Handball away to Rawson. Rawson over to Colwell. Colwell drops it onto the boot. Comes clear as Terry Von Berto met him solidly. Mumford tried to pull it down. Taken by Marker. Marker steadies at centre wing.
Good kick by Marker down towards the half-forward plate. Carries across here. Robinson, that's a beauty.
Well judged, Mark, and he plays on.
Quickly on it, goes towards Spawn. Will be met there by Corns. Wasn't. Von Berto. Von Berto's kick down towards the half-forward plate. Back there is Charlie Payne, who had a tremendous first quarter.
Tremendous first quarter when he kicked 2 goals. Well, experience counts, they tell us. Half-forward flank. Breeze to help him. 2 goals on the board. He should put this one through.
9 points the difference now as Charlie Payne's kick will not come back far enough, won't even get the distance, comes off hands, cleared there by Anderson, no, smothered, but the free kick is there to Anderson, or Caldwell, the tackle was too high, it's Peter Anderson.
Charlie Payne played in Essendon's premierships in 1962 and 1965. He's kicked 23 goals this year, including 2 today, but kicked badly on at least one other occasion when he should have had a major for North Adelaide.
9 points the difference, and a minute and a half off the time on period in this, the third quarter. Corns high, Caldwell's there, hand passes on over to McFarlane, on it goes in towards Hamilton. He is one of the best on the ground. I say it again, as Hamilton's kick this time is ill-directed, and Jack Spry falls over but takes the mark.
North Adelaide being cut to pieces by Glenelg's magnificent handball and run-on play.
Howard brings it away from the half-back line up to the centre of the ground, Colby, and that's more like his form. He started the day, I thought, a little tentatively.
Well, he hasn't got so much class to beat at the moment. Rodney Robin has been shifted and he's standing a half-back flanker in Burns.
His kick towards centre half-forward. Marker in the front spot. Spoiled by Mumford. Mumford sticks close, too close on that occasion. Free kick Marker. Worked the hand around in front of him, must have come over his shoulder. The kick to the forward pocket. John Spry all on his own and handballs away, finds his co-ruckman Gary Spawn, the lad from Murrayville, kicks from centre half back to the centre of the ground. The enforcer Wayne Phillis comes through, sees the Guernsey, tries to get it down to Bennett. He'll have players going past, all very cool, steady, sees Sandland lead, kicks it up there. John Spry having a purple patch, marked 2 or 3 in a row, out towards Bennett again, and it's kick to kick.
And it shouldn't be kick to kick when you're in defence like that. That was a bad kick by Spry. He just kicked it any old where, got rid of it, had all the time in the world.
Glenelg lead by 9 points into the time on period, and here's Spry again. Plays it on. Handball to Robinson. Robinson's got a player coming at him, Fred Phillis. Kicks the centre wing. Highwood, the lad from Broken Hill, spilled it, goes on, tries to handball over, taken by Rodney Robin. His kick to the forward pocket, and waiting there's Payne, and too late is to get to it.
Payne dangerous in that forward pocket.
Handball's on. Rebick, 25 metres out. Oh, he's got the fumbles. Didn't handle that one at all well. The Bays will break it up through Anderson. Left footer. Oh, he's to the line, and I think it'll go out on the full.
And Anderson's hobbling. He's on one leg. He missed kick because it was a bad one, and he's walking back with a limp.
Rebick should have had that goal.
Yes, no doubt about it. Payne gave him every chance, but you can't mishandle in grand finals. You do not get second chances.
Rodney Robbins kick 2. 46 for the season. Strong kick. He's got the breeze at his back. It's going to be slightly offline. Big pack fly. 1 point. And that makes the difference now. 8 points in favour of the Bays. We go into the time on. Wally, how do you see it at this stage?
Well, it's anybody's game in my book. The breeze is not having a great effect on the game now. In fact, it's dropping away and chopping all over the place. It'll be a matter of fitness. I like the look of Glenelg's handball and run-on play.
If you had to make a pick in a pinch, you'd stick with the Bays.
I'd stick with the Bays, and I'd back their legs to last.
Yes, that's the way I see it. I think the Bays are going to get up and win this flag.
Anderson brings it back. Don't forget the Bays have got the breeze to come home with. It's going to help them. Wayne Phillis, up he goes. He's marked it well.
He's playing extremely well now, centre half back.
Left foot punt kick, you can pick it every time, up towards centre wing. Colwell in the front spot. Mumford spoiled beautifully. Came down to Neil Sash. Marker tried to tackle him. Neil Sash kicks towards centre half forward. They called, let it come. Marsh knocked it on. Sash gave it over to Rebick. Here's the chance for a hard left foot snap, and he's got it. And well done. A matter of 20 minutes of football.
Well done, Dennis Sash then. No selfishness, no trying to get around. Took the ball as clean as a whistle. Handballed it out to Rebick, who knew exactly what to do. Bang with the left foot, and he's kicked 2 goals, 1 from his half-forward flank, and that makes what? Well, you can't pick it just for the moment. as they're changing the board. 2 points the difference, and North Adelaide will not give up. Their big fellows are playing well. Barry Roberts getting back into the game a little better in the centre, but he's been beaten by Hamilton, and Glenelg must not run out of lead.
You'll see 15 minutes of edited highlights of this game tomorrow in our Channel 9 football show.
Taken away there by Barry Roberts now. Tackled, wasn't retarded. Kicks it down towards centre half forward. Bounces awkwardly. Tapped over nicely there by Rawson. A good hand pass on over towards Wayne Phillis. Wasn't good enough, but now he's good enough. Tips it to Millard. Millard looking for the hand pass. Kicks it down towards a half-forward flank. Here's a chance now for Hamill. Oh, he's fearless. He was hit hard around the head then, and that would have taken some sting out of him.
Johnny Robinson, good
cross
bump
there by Colby. Colby couldn't get there. Marker goes across there. This time Robinson's put down to the ground, and umpire Ducker to bounce.
John Robinson then, one of the smallest players on the ground, and handing out one of the best bumps we've seen for the day.
It was well done, and he used the shoulder, and Hamilton, a very sick boy.
Taken there by Spawn, taken there by Millard, who dropped it. And that hurt Hamilton.
I'll say it hurt him. He hit him with the shoulder and a swinging hip. He got it around as if he were playing a golf shot, and it caught Hamilton right around the head. You could hear the rattle from here.
Corns. Knocked over there by Spawn. Tackled Millard, flicked it out. Burns across there. Colby tackling. Burns hasn't got it. He'll get a free kick now. Have to come back and kick over the mark.
2 points the difference, the Bays lead. 3 minutes of time on play. Your caller is Ian Aitken, former Claremont player. Big John Spry for North Adelaide cars from Claremont, Western Australia.
Burns has kicked down towards a half-forward flank, knocked away there. Bennett. Stringer tackled too high by Bennett, and Stringer to get the free kick. Thought about going on, but Marker was there to check him. Stringer's kicked down towards the centre full forward position. Sachs doesn't mark. Highwood over there. Rather
like
tackle the Brahma Bull myself.
Highwood gives him a little pat on the head as if he was just that, but it's a dangerous player in front, is Dennis Sash.
Not far from the goals, and there's Von Berto snapping. He's awfully accurate, and North Adelaide take the lead at the 4-minute mark of the time-on period, and this is the third quarter.
Von Berto's second goal, as cool as you like, straight through the centre. He's sinking big Dennis Sash, who did the hitting down, and it was good football. Straight down his throat, straight through the middle, and North Adelaide are looking better since Barry Robin went to the centre of the ground. They're fighting back quite well. They've taken the lead as they should. They've got a slight breeze to assist them. There's some tired players out there now, and a couple of them are in the Bay side. Hamilton, sick, sorry. Big Tregenza starting to hang the head. He's worked hard, and if you run out of legs, you lose the game in the final 25 minutes.
Wiggins into the centre. Hamilton to recover to a half-forward flank where he does look sick. The bounce at centre to Genza, and up goes Spawn. Spawn's the tap was a good one to Plummer. Plummer's had a great third term. Wiggins throws out the handball to Millard. Millard usually a neat kick, always looks for the Guernsey. Johnny Robinson, great football.
Beautiful mark, straight at that ball, double grab, short passes.
Straight over the top, Hammond, half-back right, steadies for North forward. That's a silly thing to do. The relayed free kick goes up, but taken by Stringer, plays it on quickly, down towards the full forward spot. Anderson got through very coolly, dodged all the swinging arms, kicked it towards centre wings. Millard in the front spot, taken by Marker. Marker with a handball away towards Wickens. Wickens who's gone to centre now, replacing Hamilton, who took that hard bump against Robinson. Kicks to full forward, Spry's there again. Sandland came from the side, Marker ridden to the ground, and umpire Murray Ducker, who you can believe it from me, is a very tired umpire and very proppy as he ran down there to bounce that ball. It wasn't Marker, it was Big Carey, the centre half forward, who went to ground. There's the bounce. Carey's in the front spot. Spry from behind over towards Marsh. There's Hamilton. Comes back into it. He's got a ton of courage. He took a hard one. Takes another hard one. Play on scored quite correctly. Out to Voigt. And Voigt will have a set shot from 35 to 40 metres out.
And value for kicks, Hamilton. Sick, sorry. Took a hit round the head again, but still had the look. And with his 16th kick, he hit Voigt right on the chest in the pocket. And he's the most dangerous forward pocket player in the game. He comes in, a lovely looking kick. It's a goal. Well done, Rexy Voigt. A beauty.
A very handy goal to Rex Voigt and the Bays, and that's his 5th for the day. Takes him to 5 goals, 1. That's his 61st goal for the season. And he came originally from Loxton to the Bays in 1967. And won their best and fairest in 1970.
Well, a move that was forced on them has worked. Wickens coming into the game in the centre. Hamilton out on the half-forward flank, gets it to Voigt, ever dangerous in the forward pocket, who drives it straight through the centre. A very handy goal. 2 points in front the Bays. We've played 7 minutes of time on in the third quarter. The breeze nearly died away. They're going to bounce the ball now.
anybody's grand final. The Bays seeking their first since 1934. North looking for their third in a row.
7 minutes into the time on period now, as down straight through the centre goes the skipper of Glenelg, Barker, as he dumps it right down towards the line, over the top, a good mark, but no play on, the kick is up towards the line, it'll go out.
Out of bounds, it didn't go on the full, there'll be a throw in the forward pocket. Sandlands is there, Corns is there, Voigt's there. And for the opposition, Spry and Spawn, and Marsh is the rover.
2 points the difference. The Glenelg 100 to 98. Leading is the Tiger. There's Corns leaping over the top there. But umpire Ducker again will bounce. It's very hot, and the big crowd of 53-odd thousand people here, perhaps even over the 55,000 mark now, is a monstrous crowd. And there's a big thump away there by Neil Sachs. Coming across there, Freddie Phillips on it, goes to Marker. Marker tries to break through a wall of players. He's got the flick of the hand pass over, backed up there nicely by Robinson. Robinson's kick out towards the half-back. Back goes Tregenza for the ball. He doesn't handle it neatly always, but he's awfully good as he gets possession of the ball now. Out backwards, goes for a short little kick. Wickens in trouble. Over the top was Hurl. Well done there by the kid. Wickens gets it. Angles it out towards McFarlane. He can't handle it, but he should get there in time. Howard will bustle him back over the corner. Hamilton Boyd. Boyd kicked wide one, and he's got the chance to make it 6.
Oh, well done, Boyd. He's there in position all the time. Robinson doesn't know whether he's roving or whether he's resting in the forward pocket. But Glenelg switching their rovers beautifully. Give Boyd another chance, and it's a lovely looking kick. It's a goal, and that's 6. And that's a match-winning performance, and with winners match a Seiko watch anywhere. Dangerous in the forward pocket. 6 goals at three-quarter time. They're congratulating one another, Glenelg, but there's 25 minutes to go. They lead now by 8 points, and the third quarter is nearly over.
He's one of 5 players for the Bays this year to kick over their 40 goals. I mentioned them earlier: Carey, Sandland, Wickens, Voigt, and Fred Phillips. Fred Phillips with 52, a good effort despite the fact that he played most of the season in the back line. 54 actually. Bounce at the centre. Spry gets the tap down, taken by Marker. Marker's made up his mind. This is going to be a Bay premiership. He's got anything to do with it. Beautifully picked up on the half volley there by Neil Sash. Hammers it down to the half forward line. Good falling, a good mark here to Highwood. Highwood over towards McFarlane, who picked up his game in the third quarter. The siren sounds to end this particular term. A most interesting grand final. This, the 1973 one. The scores at three-quarter time, still anybody's game. Glenelg, 16 goals 10, 106 points. North Adelaide, 14-14, 98. So it's 8 points the difference. The Bays in front after they led by a goal at half-time, after North led by 3-3 at quarter time, and the Bays in the final term will have the breeze at their back, but it may be dying a little. The Bays lead by 8 points. They've got the breeze to come home with. This is kicked out to Millard. He's done a great job for them today on his centre winger post to Stringer. 2 good footballers. Here it's marked by Marsh. Marsh with a handball over to Terry Von Berto. Always a prolific kick gatherer for North Adelaide. Swings it down to the half-forward flank in front. Marked by Rodney Robert. Kicked a couple of goals. Playing on a half-forward flank. He's kicked 46 for the season. There's his kick to full forward. Dennis Sash and Anderson. And that's the form we saw from Anderson in the first quarter and a half of the game, when he was much too good for Dennis Sash. Then Sash had a revival, changed his tactics and played well in the latter stages of the second term and early in the third quarter.
Well, let's see where he kicks it. He's going for the defensive side.
Up to the centre of the ground. Wickens in the front spot, and he's done quite well since he went to the midfield position. Started the day very tentatively, was easily beaten early by Alan Howard. Hamilton took a hard one in the third. Peter Carey, and he, without much doubt, would have to be best on ground. He's kicked 5 goals too. Wally?
No way in the world. Rexy Voigt would be equally as good as Carey, and they are both match winners for Glenelg. There's some good players out there, but Carey can kick a ball. Let's watch this one. It's on the way, not quite as
down
good.
To the forward pocket. There's Voigt standing down, waiting for the crumbs. Down it comes Sandland. Robinson who handed out that beautifully timed bump to Hamilton in the third term. Caught him with hip and shoulder when Hamilton had his head over the ball and caught him around the head. Took a lot of sting out of him. His kick away from Robinson. Up. Barry Robbins had a quiet one. Corns kicks it. Taken by Voigt. Voigt snaps to the goals. It's 6 points, and you can hear the roar from here.
And that's the 7th goal, and that's the best player on the ground as far as I'm concerned, and that makes Johnny Robinson the worst. 7 goals out of the forward pocket. Rexy Voigt 1 minute into the last quarter, and the Bays can sense victory. They'll take some stopping now. And in force change, Wickens to the centre. Hamilton, the half forward, has come off. Carey has won all day at centre half forward. Freddie Phillips is back at full forward. Sandlands is out the forward pocket. Big Tregenza's nearly back over the fence. He's going to charge this ball like a wounded bull.
Voigt's kicked 63 for the season.
And Tregenza gets there, but it was Spawn that thumped it down like a wounded bull. It's taken across there by Highwood. No, it's not. It's Rodney Robin there. And now it's taken by McFarlane, who's lifted his game immensely since Phillips went off. And there's a good mark taken by Howard. Alan Howard coming around, playing in his third grand final as he kicks it in towards the centre position, taken across there by Jimmy Rawson, who's very quiet, methodical, taken across there by Millard, handballs it down into no man's land, across there goes Sandland, the ball sits up, it goes away, across there is Bennett, who's tired, and Bonberto coming out with blistering face, comes around, steadies, kicks it down towards the centre wing and across there, couldn't take there by Hurl, Spawn, Colby, Spawn keeps on going after possession, he's got it too, but he's forced, harassed, more the word, out of play.
14 points the difference, Bays lead, 3-minute mark, final term. You're viewing on 9, your callers Ian Aitken. Ruckman over there at 26, Spawn, 10's Barry Robber and 4's Tregenza.
And across there is 5, who is Charlie Payne. Well smothered there. It's taken across there by Wickens, who kicked it aimlessly down in towards the half-forward flank. Across there is Carey, couldn't take it. Neil Sachs over there, tackled, gets away. Well done there by Neil Sachs. Kicks it back towards the centre wing, behind Rawson. He's solid. Very solid for Boyd.
Very neat, tradesman-like performance. Marks that ball under pressure well.
Rawson's kicked down towards centre half forward. Hamilton arrived there, nearly took it. Kerry tapped it over, looking for Boyd. McFarlane's over there, number 3. Runs along on his hands and knees, dishes out the hand pass. Taken away there by Howard. Rips the ball into attack towards centre half forward. Wayne Phillips.
He's played well. Centre half back, directly at the ball. He beat Barry Robrin. He's beating Rodney Robrin.
His kick towards centre half forward. Up goes Big Carey, competes with his own man Hamilton, taken by Howard, taken by Robinson. Robinson with a handball away, finds Barry Hurl playing at centre wing after Phillips went off. Kicks to centre half forward. In front was tapped down. Taken here by Rawson, appeals for the free kick. Barry Robin's got the ball. He's had a quiet one today, works it over, a beautiful pass, finds his teammate Adrian Rebick, who's already kicked 2 goals since he came into the side in the 3rd term. Wasn't it, Wally, that he came on?
Yes, I think that's correct in the 3rd term.
2-1 he's kicked. 6th minute of the 3rd quarter. He would have been in my original side for North Adelaide. I like him as a half-forward flanker. Steers the ball up at the goals. The goal umpire's a close look at it. He's kicked 3 goals in just over a quarter of football.
Well done, Rebick, because it was straight, under pressure, and had to be kicked. And it went through the centre. There was no movement by the goal umpire. And Barry Robrin steered it out there with a beautiful little foot pass. He's coming into the game since he's been shifted to the centre of the ground. In the centre of the ground, opposed by Wickens, and Barry Robrin popped that one out and got North Adelaide that little bit closer. 8 points the difference. We've played 5 minutes into the last quarter.
I misunderstood you, Wally, but the goal umpire was under the goalpost having a look at that one. There's the tap down by Spawn, taken by Corns. Corns' long kick down to the forward pocket. Voigt again, knocked away by Robinson. Voigt sticks to it. Handball over, comes to Fred Phillips. Handball over, Carey, and Stewart goes for his 6th goal for the day.
Oh, well done, Carey. He took everything they could throw at him. Did not flinch one inch. Set up by Voigt. Magnificent football. Direct, courageous, and he got that ball under the boot and through the centre it goes, and the answer is there. 6 goals, Carey, from centre half forward. A match-winning performance. 15 kicks, 6 goals, centre half forward.
Official attendance today just been handed to us thanks to the league, 56,525, only about 8,000 short of the record from memory.
14 points the difference now. The Tigers seemingly heading towards a victory, but it's Spawn tapping it down, taken away there by Little Marsh. He steers it down in towards the forward pocket. Anderson over the top there. He pushed it away. Here's trouble. Rebick tapped it out. Oh, he's a good player, Rebick. Here's his chance.
Free kick. There's a free kick to North Adelaide, to Glenelg. North Adelaide player grabbed hold of the Anderson by the hand, and Anderson gets the free kick in the full forward position.
And that's Anderson, and that was Ducker, and that's Anderson now, inviting Dennis Sachs to go back a metre or 2.
14 points the difference. Glenelg lead, 7-minute mark, final term.
Anderson's kick. It's a good one too. It's at least 55, 60 metres. Barry Robrin didn't mark it evidently. Kicks it forward, marked there by Millard. He's been a consistent performer all day long. He puts Voigt in trouble, but he's good enough to get out of it. He's tackled. He got the hand pass, gets the hand pass onto Bennett, who's in the fumbles. Turns it round the corner, and that's good calling. McFarlane on towards Hamilton. Hamilton steadies. He gets tackled, but he gets around it. He steadies. Wickens the kick.
Oh, and well done, Hamilton. A beautiful foot pass with the left foot. He's sorry. Stepped round the player, and Wickens, one of the youngest players on the ground, one of the smallest, has it with the breeze to assist him at the true centre-half forward position.
Yes.
He can kick a ball, this lad.
Has kicked one for the game, 46 of the season. Have a look at this one. It hangs there, but narrowly misses.
Oh, it was a magnificent kick. It was helped by the breeze. Torpedo punt. That's his 11th kick. He's playing well in the centre of the ground, and Hamilton also out on that half-forward flank is more than holding his own against Howard.
Finished in the top 3 in our Channel 9 Rookie of the Year, which was won by Brendan Howard of the Double Blues.
Hammond brings it around what I consider as the attacking win, but there's Robin, the brilliant Barry Robin.
That's the reason. You kick the Robin on any side when he's playing well. The big ruckman run one way, Robin the other. He marks it.
Barry Robin undecided where to go, then kicks it in towards the centre position. Finds Marsh, who slipped away from Voigt. Marsh there, backward to the centre. Steers it towards the outer side. Marked across there by Stringer. Stringer indicating that he's going to kick it straight down the centre of the ground. Wayne Phillips arrives. Mark, there's a good mark to Rodney Robin. Wouldn't want to go to sleep now, the Bays, because North Adelaide have got the ability to win a grand final.
15 points in front are the Bays. Rodney Robin, centre-half forward, comes in and drives it on its way.
Right, oh, it's over the top and through for goal.
Well done, Dennis Sash. Dennis Sash shifted a couple of players forward. Anderson hits him in the stomach. Sash jobs Anderson in the face. Nobody sees it. Nobody reported. And Sash definitely won that encounter. He speared that goal through with a shepherd, and he gave Anderson one to go on with.
Yeah, Rodney Robin has kicked 47 for the season now after kicking 3 today. Ball to the centre of the ground, and umpire Murray Ducker must be a very, very tired man. He would have run something like 11 or 12 miles today, I would imagine, by the end of the day. 9 points the difference. Glenelg lead. 10-minute mark coming up, final term. Bounce at the centre. Colwell takes the long run in, but it was tapped down by Spry. Corns with a handball out towards Hamilton. Hamill's harassed by Howard. Up, down goes Barry Robin. Bennett has it, steadies from half forward into the forward pocket. Fred Phillis and Bob Hammond. Bob Hammond stuck to it beautifully. Shepherding off by Mumford. Bob Hammond recovers. A great game from him today. Up towards centre wing. Highwood slips in front. Puts his nose over the ball. Harassed by Burns. And a throw in right in front of our Channel 9 telecasting point. 9 points the difference. 10-minute mark. Still anyone's grand final. Blaze looking for their first since 1934. Colwell taps it down towards Wickens. Taken by Corns. Block. Picked up by Plummer. Had a great third term. McFarlane had a very quiet first half. Steers at the centre half forward. Off hands. Bennett gives it to Carey. Carey sees the Guernsey. Swings it out wide for Sandland. He's only got to steady or get rid of that North player, and he'll get a pot shot at the goal. It's Hammond. He'll stick closer than fly paper. He does, and is holding the ball.
Well played, Hammond. Straight at the body. It didn't matter what he did with the ball. A classic tackle. He wasn't fooled by the swerving ball. He went for the body, and Hammond, who's done a lot of hard work, has hurt himself a little bit, drives it up to the centre.
Up towards the centre half back spot. Barry Robin there, and that's who it was intended for. Knocked away, no, the mark's paid.
Corns is down and hurt himself trying to spoil Barry Robin, who's definitely coming back into this game.
Out towards centre wing, finds Stringer. Stringer and Millard had a great battle. Who would you have in front there, Wally?
I'd have Millard in. No, I'd Stringer. It's a bit hard to say.
I'd say Millard. Up towards Barry Hurl. He's grabbed it. Intragenza comes at him. Handball away. Charlie Payne knocked away from him. Taken away, in fact, by Rawson. Rawson, the back pocket player. Towards centre wing. Up goes Stringer. Leapt up high. Couldn't pull it down. Mumford trying to pick the ball up. Tackled. Handball away. Knocked away by Stringer. Taken by Colwell. Colwell's booming kick's gone 70 metres. Down to full forward. Oh, Bob Hammond, who's got an ache in pain in every limb, takes the mark. Handballs it away to Neil Sash. Dodges the body. Over to Gary Spawn. Feints the handball from the back pocket. Comes up to the half-back line. Spry in front.
Spry didn't take it. Taken there by Marker. Marker back towards Millard. Millard's little propping kick goes towards centre half forward. Carries across there. Couldn't take the mark, but it's a North Adelaide mark, surely. It's a North Adelaide free kick now. And there's Bonberto having a little word to Peter Carey.
9 points the difference.
North Adelaide at the moment are playing very well. Kicking towards the centre wing. Robin's up there, and that's one of the reasons why they are playing well too, but he doesn't get away with it. He's called without possession, and Robin to get the free kick. into life. There's Rexy Boyd going in. Oh, he's got guts, that kid. Over towards Marker. Marker falls on top towards a lot of tired players out there at the moment.
Wasn't a good handball. Set Von Berto up.
It was a bad handball by a very, very tired Barry Robin. He's tired, he's in the centre, but he's playing well.
Corbell over the top, taken across there by Von Berto down towards. Oh, good mark. Terrific mark, Wayne Phillips.
Wayne Phillips from behind Rodney Robin, centre half back, leaps over the top of him and grabs it, and he's played a magnificent game for Glenelg.
Wayne Phillips has kicked in towards the centre position, setting himself as Mumford. Carey, boys, he and Voigt couldn't separate them at the moment.
Just a minute, Ian. You and Wally had Rex Voigt past the post a moment ago, and I'll still stick with Carey for 4 quarters of tremendous football.
Well, you'll find out tomorrow who's won it as it goes down towards the right field. Oh, Hammond, he's got to be one of their best anyway.
Oh, no doubt about that.
Yes, he's beaten 2 players, Sandland and Freddie Phillips. He's still playing with tons of experience, but the legs are getting tired.
Playing with one other thing, guts alone. He's had it.
Taken across there by Corbell. Hand passes on over to Carey. Carey are out forward, kicking down ground, and Corns, if he gets into this game, they'll win it by plenty as he tries to push it out towards Sandland. Sandland and Stringer across there. Stringer comes around very well, pirouettes, kicks it down towards the flank, and Twiggy Corbell takes the mark.
Corbell playing in the back pocket and being used as a ruckman because Tardif went off hurt early in the game, has played a very serviceable game. He wouldn't be called a hit-out ruckman, but he's won many hit-outs, and each time he gets the ball, he gets 50 metres out of it. Let's have a look at this one. He's got the breeze to help him. He's kicked a couple.
Halfway mark, final term, and the Bays lead by 9 points in the 1973 title. Hangs in the balance. There's another enormous kick from Colwell to the full forward position. Carey's in the front spot. Couldn't win that one, however. Smothered off the boot of Spry there, and it could be a plain free kick. Hamilton put his nose over the ball, got in there where you've got to get the free kicks if you get in front, and he earned that one hard.
And he earned that one from Barry Robin. Barry Robin dropping down from the centre was in the pack, and I thought put the hands on the little bloke, the little fellow that's Hamilton, number 17.
Spry, I thought it was.
Well, it was Spry or Robin. It was hard to tell in that pack. Umpire Ducker knows.
Anyway, it doesn't matter as far as the Bays are concerned. They want this goal. He hasn't kicked the goal today, but he has now, and that puts them 15 points in front at the 15-minute mark of the final term.
Hamilton started in the centre, had 18 kicks. Just kicked a very, very telling goal for the Bays late in this last quarter. 15 minutes have gone. And that could be the coffin nail that takes the sting out of the legs for North Adelaide. There's not much up forward. Dennis Sash has been badly beaten by Anderson. And what have we got? Wayne Phillips at centre half back beating Rodney Robin, and I don't think North Adelaide can get out of the front unless those 2 players can get in the game.
Caldwell opposed to Spry, a bad bounce, back knocked beautifully by Barry Robin. Plummer, who had a great third quarter, to full forward, marked here by North Adelaide, and it looks like Rebeck again, is it? Yes, it is, and he's only 35 to 40 metres from goal. As I mentioned earlier, he's kicked 3 goals in just over a quarter and a bit of football. Here's his shot at the goal. As he got it, it's through for his 4th, and I repeat what I said earlier in our telecast, he would have been in my North Adelaide side from the opening start. He's a class half-forward flanker, and with 4 goals in a quarter and a bit of football, Wally, I think he's proved.
Well, he's North Adelaide's leading goal kicker from the half-forward flank in a quarter and a bit, and that backs up your statement, and you can't do any more than get 3 or 4 from your half-forward flank. You've done your job.
And that's in a day's football.
That's dead right, but they've got to get another one into the act. He can't win it on his own. They need somebody else up forward to help him.
Only 9 points the difference, Ian. 8 can you call it?
There's not much in it as Von Berto takes it out of the centre. Hand passes on over towards Hurl. He's in trouble. Tackled. Kicks it down. Grab Colby. Kicked away from that player by Rebeck. He's kicked 4, as you've seen. He bounces the ball forward. He recovers. Gets around. Well done. This could be kick goal number 5 on the way. It won't. It'll go right towards the line. Up over there, 2 players, Burns across there, Rawson there as well. Well done there, Jimmy Rawson. Away he goes, kicks it out towards a half-back flank. Underneath it though is Hurl, and Hurl catch it.
Former Norwood player was cleared from the Redlegs in 68.
Hurl kicking down towards a half-forward flank. Wayne Phillips sets himself, couldn't take the mark, knocked it down the ground. Rawson's across there, back it goes. Rodney Robin, Littlemarsh went through over there. There's Anderson, and players awfully tired. And there would be still at least 12 minutes to go before this game is finished. Umpire Ducker will be awfully pleased, I should think, when that final siren goes. Spry sets himself, takes it, tackled, pushes it out for Marsh to get a run at it. Marsh is pushed aside there by Corbell. Towards the line it goes. Charlie Payne and Tregenza, and it's Charlie Payne's mark. But it's a point.
Off hands, I think he concluded the mark behind the line, Ian, and I think the correct decision given there. No hesitation from either the goal or the central umpire, Murray Ducker, who gave the quick nod for all clear when he got the inquiring look from the goal umpire.
Terry Collins warming up on the boundary line for North Adelaide.
Bays have Marriott still there on the bench. They lost Cardiff in the second term, and at the time I thought that might have been the end of them, but Tregenza has played well, Caldwell too in row.
Anderson's kick away is not a good one. Spry will get across the Oit. Took it off the ground. Tackled. Pushes the hand past out. Highwood runs in. Tackles. Taken there by Burns. Burns sets himself. There goes the kick. It's going to go awfully close. Right towards the line it goes. Players go up. Off the hands it goes. Close. And wait for the umpire. 1 point.
Oh, 1 point. It was Russ, and they pushed Charlie Payne through, and he actually kicked it, but he was over the line behind the pack, and North Adelaide are doing all the attacking. And Collins is warming up, and Marriott is warming up. Both coaches are getting anxious, there's no doubt about that. 7 minutes plus time on to be played. Anderson has the ball. He'll go straight down the centre.
A couple of spectators on the ground. That's bad at the stage. It's kicked to the centre of the ground. Marker tried to knock it on. There's McFarlane, went without the ball, but Barry Hurl crashes his way through. Neil Sash playing for the free kick. Missed Graham Corns. Kicks it over towards Millard. Millard, who's been a neat player for them all day. Von Berto battling hard. Handball away from Marker was good. Found Millard. Millard looks for the Guernsey. Here's Boyd. He's got his chance to get his 7th. Runs in towards the goal. Will it make it?
Oh, well done, Phillips. Well done, Phillips.
And he's finished doing the 70.
There's a free kick. There's a free kick.
Oh, there. A free kick. I nearly said the 7th goal for Boyd. I would have been wrong. There's a free kick down there against the 7th. There's the change. Collins has gone on, and number 28 has come off for North. Burns is off for North Adelaide. Hammond has it.
Why did you say a good piece of work by Fred Phillips?
I thought he shepherded, but evidently the ball wasn't close enough to the players. As Hammond kicks it out towards the half-back flank, thought there could have been a free kick taken there by Marsh. Marsh bounds away, right puts it down towards the centre wing, looks for Charlie Payne, he grabs it Curly. Across goes Jimmy Rossman, but it's tapped away nicely for Marsh. Back come the Roosters, they can still get up and win this game. Down goes the kick, Collins stops the easy one. Back up there by Anderson, tackled. Out it goes, and here's Hurl. He'll grab it and charge off, will he? Yes, he does. He's set upon. Down towards the square it goes. Anderson is sacked. Anderson puts it away. Here's the charge. Collins snaps. It's got to be a North Adelaide goal, surely. Right towards the line it goes. Players are there, and umpire Ducker's there. Oh, what a game.
7 points the difference. What a game. You've summed it up, Ian. This game hangs in the balance at the 20-minute mark of the final term. Will it be the first for the Bays since 1934, or will it be 3 in a row to North Adelaide? And it's anybody's guess at this stage. Big Sash left under the ball. Pokes it down. Handball away by the Bays. Wayne Phillips over to Colby. From centre half back to the centre of the ground. Loose ball. Hoyt's got his nose over the ball. Taken by Howard. Pops it back. Didn't lift the eyes. Didn't have a look. There's the free kick to Howard, and it was bad football from the Bay.
Yes. Marker and Caldwell collide. Bad football.
Howard
Goes out to play.
towards Charlie Payne in the front spot. Wickens takes it. He's still got a lot of run in his legs. A lot of other very tired players there. Marsh can't catch him. The short one towards Forwards. Did he catch it? Yes, says umpire Ducker. Boys between centre wing and half forward left, and the players are nearly at a walk. Now this game played in a temperatures of over 85 in front of 55,000 people. Down to full forward. Hammond handballs away. Out towards Marsh. Marsh steadies from the back pocket. Just pops it over Millard's head. Fine stringer. Good football, North Adelaide. Up towards the centre wing. Rodney Robert. Rodney Roberts kick from here, down to the forward pocket. Plummer! Plummer's marked the ball. He can kick it out of sight normally, and he's a big match player. Will he rise to the occasion? He's kicked 1-1 for the day. If he can put it through, it'll be 1 point the difference with Glenelg leading. Listen to that roar from the 56,000 people as he steers it up there.
Oh, he got away. He got away then up here. Went out in front of Anderson. The big hands went up. He really forced himself. We haven't seen much of the big fellow. He's still got a kick at the back at 1 point the difference. Runners all over the ground. 7 points the difference. 6 points the difference. 1 point the difference now. I'm sorry. 1 point the difference as Big Dennis Sash drives it through the centre.
That gives him 3 goals, 3 for the season, takes his tally to 105, so he's 2 short of Whelan's 107.
Here comes the move. Freddie Phillips being taken up towards the centre position, possibly going in towards the defence. There's Anderson. Phillips now instructed to go to the defence. 1 point the difference, and the defence of the Bays at the moment is rattled. Have fought that for the last 3 minutes. There's the score, 125, 124, only 1 point the difference, and there's Trigger Tregenza. The The ball is gone. Waiting for new ball to come onto the ground. Wally May, how do you see it at the moment?
Anyone can win this game. It's just a matter of guts and determination now as far as I see it. Barry Robbins in the centre of the ground. This breakaway from this bounce could win this match. 1 minute, 2 minutes to go plus time on. A white ball comes onto the ground. Why, I don't know. This will cause some comment. But the side that takes it away this time could win this match.
They haven't got a spare ball, evidently.
Yes, they have.
Now there's one there.
This is bad. This is very bad. Look, here we are 90 seconds away from the time-on period and there's not a reserve ball down there. Now, I don't know who's at fault, so it's no good shooting my mouth off, but what a shocking anti-climax. And also, it's bad luck for the side that's got the run off. Ball back to the centre of the ground, and umpire Ducker will come in and bounce 90 seconds away from the time-on period after we've had a 2 to 3 minute break. The crowd scream their lungs out again as Tregenza comes in, gets the thump down, knocked away by Mumford. Charging in at the ball goes Tregenza, a good game from him today. Kicks towards centre wing, Johnny Robinson sets his sights on it, all through he goes to the ground heavily. Kicked on there by number 18 for the Bays to the half-forward flank. Corns taps it down. Carey can hardly raise a gallop. He's a tired player. Picked up by Hammond, another tired one. He's playing on courage alone. Parts it out to the half-back line. Handball away. Finds Stringer. Stringer with a handball on. Finds Robinson, is it again? Long handball across. Barry Robin over to Mumford. Mumford's left footer. Down towards centre half forward. Tregenza from behind. A great mark.
Oh, well done, the big fellow. Stood his ground. He got hit from the front. He got hit from behind. He wanted that ball. He knew he had to get it. 1 point the difference. 1 minute plus time on to play. Tregenza will kick it as far as he can, and they're starting to collapse on both sides.
The strength of the Bays has gone at the moment. They'll only win this on guts alone because North Adelaide are the stronger side at the moment as it goes towards the half-forward flank. Over there is Plummer. There's Rodney Robin. Flicking up goes a hand pass across there. A little mark. Put to the ground by Tregenza. Across comes Freddie Phillips. He was tackled too high. Across goes the desperate Colby. McFarlane. 56,000 people screaming at the moment as he supports it over towards Howard. Hamilton's gone. He's dead. He's still there, Howard. Howard kicks it forward. Marriott. Through goes Freddie Phillips. He waits for the ball. Out goes the hand pass to Millard. Tremendous game. A freak game. Down it goes and Hammond hit. He'll get the mark and away it goes. We're still at least 6 minutes to go. And down towards the centre with the North Adelaide mark.
Well played, Bob Hammond. Cool, calm. He knows where to put that
Marsh
ball.
gives it on, finds Von Berto. Von Berto breaking down over the half-forward line. It was intended for Rodney Robin. It missed him. Taken by All-Australian half-back Colby. Colby up to wicket. Great mark. He's been one of the few players on the ground that's still got some run in his legs. From the half-back line, up to centre wing. Peter Marker made that yard. He gritted his teeth. Here's his kick towards the half-forward line. In front, missed by Neil Sash. Sandland comes from the side. See the tread on him. Picked up by Carey. Can he get the handball over to Hamilton? No, he should have, I think, as he kicks it in towards the forward pocket. Oh, I thought the handball was on then, Wally.
Well, the handball could have been on, but it's out of bounds on the full. Bob Hammond hasn't got no better player for North Adelaide. He plays on.
Brings it out of the back pocket, up towards the half-back line. Waiting for it there. Millard in the front spots. Brian knocks it on. Tries to find Stringer. Coming in from the side, Tregenza. Tregenza's got it. Tackled. Throw in at centre wing. It is 125 points to Glenelg, 124 to North Adelaide. In a heart failure finish here at the Adelaide Oval. We've had 1 minute of time on. Big spry. Tregenza. Barry Robin left. Charlie Payne with the front run. Gets out of it backwards. Handballs to Von Berto. Kicks it off the ground. Up towards Highwood. The lad from Broken Hill. Beautiful smother Marsh. Picked up by Corns. To Marker it was intended for. Taken by Wick and Marriott's on. And Hammond again. You'd have to look at him for the Seiko. Handballs away. Finds the back pocket. Robinson. Robinson's in the back pocket to the centre of the ground.
Wayne Phillips sets himself a great catch to Collins. A beauty.
Collins, the fresh man on.
Not long to go now as it goes down there, and here comes Colby on sheer guts. That's all he's got left as he angles it down. It's all North Adelaide in defence. The Glenelg forward line, a shot passes across there. Marsh comes around the corner. There's only about 3 minutes left. A good kick. And there's Rebeck. Steadies. Colby's gone. They're all gone. Towards centre half forward. Up goes Freddie Phillips. A brilliant Robin. There he goes. Steady. But one is way. It's going to go off this boat. And a goal! Oh, they're going to win this, North Adelaide. Plummer's there. 2 minutes have gone into the time period.
He's cramped. That's Mike Patterson in your screen. He ran up and down the boundary line a few moments ago. He was just so excited he couldn't contain himself. If Plummer kicks this, North Adelaide go to a 5-point lead, and we've had 2 minutes of time on. He's really cramped as he comes in for this one. Through it goes, and full marks in to Barry Robin, who got the ball down.
You're dead right. Barry Robin, desperate. Rushes past Flyers. Left foot's at 15 metres and through it goes. And we have now 5 points for the 2.5 minutes played. Glenelg in trouble. They've got a loose man in the fence who can't get a kick. And Freddie Phillips cannot get a kick loose in the fence. He should be put back down in the forward line where Bob Hammond is supreme because he hasn't got a player to beat.
Wally, there's not as long to go as there would have been in previous quarters. We've only had about 8 goals kicked in this quarter. In a quick look, there's been more than that in the third quarter. There'll only be about 2 minutes to go. Do you think the Bays can get up, or do you think they've got no one up forward?
Watch this bounce.
Here we go. Tregenza, and up goes Spawn. Down they come. Barry Rubber's got the ball. Tregenza, who's given everything for his side today after Tardif was forced to leave the ground in the second term with an injury. Phillips, on the other hand, left for North Adelaide after his easily wing his wing against McFarlane. Up they go again. Spawn gets it. Barry Robrin again. Wide to the half-forward flank. In Rodney Robrin. Punched away by Wayne Phillips. Handball away by Rawson. Wayne Phillips back to Colwell. He's got the fumbles again. Dragged off the ball. Will he get a free? No. It's kicked high by Collins. I doubt whether it's gone 10 metres. Off hands. The mark has been paid for Colby.
Colby hasn't centre half back, and he's got to get distance. They've got to get a goal.
Comes across the ground, finds Peter Anderson, usually a very good kick. You can see the pace he's gone, but he's had it. He kicks a long one down to the full forward spot. Carey's there. Can he mark it? He's marked them all day. Bob Hammond throws the ball out in front of him. Carey comes after him. Bob Hammond again. Went without the ball. Sash goes down. Picked up by Marriott. Marriott hooks it up in front of the goal. He's scored! He's 30 metres from the goal, 45-degree angle, and if he can kick this, the Bays are back in front on his own, and that'll put him in front by a point. Wally.
Well, he's got to do it. If you can mark like that and kick straight and win a grand final, you'll never ever forget it. All the strain on number 12. Every bit of strain.
Hasn't kicked the goal all day, Wally. Hasn't kicked the goal all day. 29 for the season. Can he make it 30? It's a heart failure finish. He's back to the front. And the Bays go back to the front. We've had 5 minutes of time on. The Bays in front. What do you think now?
It's still not over. This centre bounce is still going to have a lot to do with it. One kick makes it a draw, or one kick wins it. And the Bays have fought back. They've done it without a full forward. They've done it magnificently. Freddie Phillips cannot get into the game. Haven't played his heart out. Anything can happen in this final 2 minutes.
What a grand final. What a grand final. I'll tell you about the final seconds. You're viewing it on 9, former Claremont player Ian Aitken.
The best grand final I've ever seen in my life is a game that's taken towards the centre. McFarlane goes through. Here goes Charlie Patterson. Gets it down. Taken across here by Collins. A brilliant power there by Rawson. Rawson met with everything. Tries to get the hand. Pushed in the back and we'll get a free kick. There it is. In the back. And there's Jimmy Rawson. You're witnessing the greatest game of football ever played, in my opinion. A fantastic conclusion to a brilliant season. 1 point the difference now.
You'll see 15 minutes of edited highlights of this game on our Channel 9 football show, 12 noon tomorrow.
Down towards the half-forward flank it goes, Freddie Phillips sets himself, and Carey's marked it again.
Carey has done exactly as he pleases at centre half forward. Pulls this game out of the fire. Remember this chap, he can kick a mile. He's on the wing. It's his 20th kick. He's taken 11 marks and he'll drive it down. Oh, he short mark.
Oh, that's heart-stopping stuff.
Short mark and Hamilton has it. Hamilton, who's kicked 1 goal from the half-forward flank. He's a little bit closer. He'll go as far as he can. 6 minutes gone. 1 point for them.
Has kicked 1 goal for the game. A great game at the centre after a slow start, but then got a heavy bump from Robertson, which took him out of it. Here's the big one up to the square.
Right down towards the square. Stanley Collins nearly. Oh, that was a Castell leap as it's taken away there by Bomberto. There's a runner on the ground. Tregenza's across there. He's got a player. Hand passes on. Taken there by Miller, who pops at the wrong time. Back it goes to Frederick Willis. Sets himself right down towards the square. It goes. It's only about 30, 60 seconds left.
And you can't hear it, but Sandman's a tremendous mark. Coming out of the forward pocket. He's played it full forward. He's in the forward pocket now. Pulled down a mark. He's taken 6 good marks. He's had 8 kicks. And he's coming.
There's the siren. The Bays, the first premiership win since 1934, and it's only academic that Sandland has whacked through another goal to give him 4 goals, 3 for the day. And you've seen one of the best grand finals for many, many years, with at the finish the Bays winning it by 7 points with a goal after the siren. And what fantastic scenes we're seeing here in front The Bays winning by 7 points, and what a mighty grand final that was. Wally May, Ian Aitken, your comment?
Oh, the best grand final I've ever had the privilege of calling. Well, you couldn't wish for a better thing for Glenelg, but I tell you what, with the finish of North Adelaide, the defence of Hammond, full marks for Glenelg, a tremendous football match, tremendous.
Well, some great games we've seen here today too. There's Neil Curley in the centre of that throng. He's been crowded upon from all sides. Used the unflappable Coach Patterson of North Adelaide, ran up and down the boundary in the dying seconds of the game. He was so excited he couldn't stand still. He raced up and down the boundary, waving and yelling. Gil, you've been viewing this magnificent grand final on Channel 9, and at the final siren, the Bays putting paid the North Adelaide chances of making it 3 in a row for them. The Bays thoroughly deserving, I feel, their first premiership since 1934. They finished minor premiers, only lost 1 game during the season. That was to North Adelaide at Prospect, their hoodoo ground, and the Bays winning it by 7 points. Glenelg 21-11, 137, defeating North Adelaide 1916, 130. You've been viewing this on Channel 9. Your commentators, Ian Aitken, Wally May and Max Hall. In a few moments' time. Now, there's Neil Curley being hoisted now high, and he's a proud man indeed to have coached his 3rd side to a grand final. West Adelaide as a playing coach, South Adelaide from bottom to top as a playing coach, and now the Bays, and all tribute to him. Well done, Neil Curley. A great effort with the Bays, because in the last couple of years as non-playing coach, they had failed him at the psychological moment at the end of the season, but they didn't do it this year. Only lost the 1 match for the year, and there's the tiger being thrown up into his hands. Harry Kernahan standing behind him. Crowd today, 56,525, not far short of the record. And they've seen one of the best grand finals. Ian Aitken, former Claremont player, said it was the best game of football he'd ever seen. It was a real stirrer, real heart failure stuff, and either side could count themselves unlucky to lose it. North Adelaide, valiant in defeat. Bob Hammond tried to win the game off his own boot in the final term when they kept hammering the ball down. There's Billy Neal, and that's the... I hope we can pick him up for you. Billy Neal's been the assistant coach to Neil Curley and looked after the training of the players. There he is going down, former boundary umpire. Well, that just about winds it up here at the Adelaide Oval, and repeating the final scores again. Glenelg 21 goals 11, a 7-point win over North 1916 with a goal kicked after the siren by Sandlin after Graham Corns, when North Adelaide led, took a magnificent leap and kicked the goal to put the Bays back in front. There's the T.S. Hill Memorial Trophy. Neil Curley, there they found him at last. I think Neil and the cup were lost at one stage, and he'd certainly be a mighty relieved and proud man, because he's done a tremendous job to get the Bays up to win this premiership. It's been 40 years. 1934 was their last occasion on which they beat Port Adelaide here at the Adelaide Oval, and it's perhaps fitting that this, perhaps the last grand final on the Adelaide Oval, should have been won by the Bays.